Hey everybody, this is Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. Yeah, you know me. And you're listening to Tom and Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons.
Put that cookie down.
KISS.
Stop pressing the buttons.
Stockbroker Simmons.
Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting.
My name is Ace Riley.
He's not what you would call a handsome man.
Oh, no, here come the KISS times. Is that a positive thing? Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna grab me an ice cold mellow yellow.
Why? Why do that to the fans?
Stop it.
Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
What are you talking about? 617-525-08.
You do? Hey, fucko.
Do you like KISS? Settle down.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the doll? It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us. That must have been some kind of doll. She was. And at the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
And is there a tree?
No, instead there's a pole. Requires no decoration. I find tinsel distracting.
Frank, this new holiday of yours is scratching me right where I itch.
Let's do it then.
All right.
Festivus is back!
Hello. Hey, what's up there, KISS Army? Tom and Zeus with another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 254. KISS Festivus V. Tom, there's not many episodes that we've done every year, but KISS Festivus has become a tradition around here, just like the Greek games at Adams College. The belching contest has become a tradition.
Frankly, I'm not too fond of this next episode.
I forgot to lead it. Yes. The belching contest. Frederick Polowalski.
Ogre, you asshole.
Ogre, you asshole. Ogre, you asshole. Ogre.
Well, I can tell you right now, the calendar was on our side because what a perfect time for Festivus. Because I'm telling you right now, we are bringing out the friggin' blowtorches tonight.
So what's funny is because people are like, wow, I can't wait. You guys going to have, this is going to break the record. Last week, you're going to have like a 4-hour episode, 5-hour episode. No. It was purposely not as detailed because we had a lot of thoughts and we're like, let's save that for Festivus.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're wondering where the third man in is, he's coming soon.
Yeah. And, I don't need to hear him bitch to us, Tom, about our mailbag and feedback portion of our show.
No, that's why he's cut out. He is a probationary tri-lamb with the Hall of Fame right now. Yeah. Put it that way.
He is definitely on probation because part of me is like, why the fuck did we put him in the first place?
Yeah, he might not make it. This might be his first and last grand closing episode right here. Yeah, exactly. But
Joey Cassata.
I know Joey Cassata.
I got this guy's drummer guy, Joey Cassata.
Oh, we'll get to him.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to him. Don't worry about that.
God, there's just so much. That's why we're going to try to bang through we always say we're going to try to bang through feedback and news, but we're really going to try this time.
Yeah. I sound like fucking Saul's mom. Oh, I'll talk to him. Don't you worry about that.
All right.
So, Tom, last week we reviewed our end of the road New York Madison Square Garden recap.
Yep.
And we did a funny little poll there.
Yeah, and this got people all bunged up when we did this poll. So we said, what will be your last memory of KISS's final show? And the options were awesome way to go out. What? Nothing different? Where's my golden ticket? And what the fuck? Avatars? QR codes? Well, 47% said, what? Nothing different?
Yeah, negativity.
Oh, it gets better because in second place at 27% was what the fuck? Avatars, QR codes? 20% said awesome way to go out. And 6% said, where's my golden ticket? Where's my father?
I thought you said, where's my bitches?
Brian Crozel says, I don't know how to feel. I'm not so bright. It's because Ace Frehley says Kiss fans aren't bright. Well, we'll get to him soon enough. Lot of comments here. So this guy, DeMiggs, says classic Kiss fan poll. 3 negative options, 1 positive.
Tom, I was begging that you would find that comment in reading.
I love it.
I remember when I saw it.
I love it. It's hilarious.
It's like the poster child of what's going to be on KISS Festivus.
Yes, exactly.
Bitching about the bitching.
That's right. That might be my favorite. You know what? That's actually better than bitching. It's bitching about the bitching is my favorite.
No, but we are going to be bitching about the bitching. That should be the new Shout It Out Loudcast shirt. We will be bitching about the bitching about the bitching.
That's right.
On this episode.
That's right. Egghog says it was both a sad way to go and also perfectly Kiss. They totally misread or don't care what fans want. And to top it off, they're shilling a cheesy and confusing new product. God, those avatars are so fucking weird looking. I'm a little obsessed with watching videos of the live stunned reaction. Okay, that's some poll comments. Let's get to a couple of actual episode comments because a lot of people had strong opinions on people who were there, who watched on pay-per-view. Our good friend, the great James Campion, a blast meeting the boys and friends at Shout Out Loudcast at my favorite haunt, Pete's Tavern. Proud to get a mention in this montage, the photo montage. Can't wait to hear their take on it all. That was last week. We love James. The guy's amazing. Get his book about Destroyer. Get all his books. Our buddy Andy, great recap. They did nothing different than any other end of the road tour show. Beyond sad, even for them, just pathetic. Oof, I like that. Beach Boys of the Goat says, I'm glad y'all had a great time despite any shortcomings by KISS themselves. Jeff Spike Wong posts a picture of the band from the Scooby-Doo movie. I have thoughts on that too, because the Avatar is not the Scooby-Doo thing. It's just completely different planets. But we'll save the bitching for later. But that's what we got on Twitter right now.
Over on the Book of Face, the comments were outrageous.
My credit card debt was outrageous. But then KISS came along and sent me a golden ticket, and I was fine.
We used to die laughing over the stupidest fucking commercial. My credit card debt was outrageous. Well, whose fucking fault was that, moron? The great Joe Decker. Great episode. Everything you said was exactly true. I work in New York City, and that particular area by the Garden and Penn Station is incredibly seedy due to the transient nature of those that hang around at Penn Station. The entire city smells like piss due to the lack of public restrooms. Since the legalization of weed, it's everywhere, and there's hundreds of illegals on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking people on scooters delivering DoorDash that New York looks like Panama City. But I digress. Regarding Saturday night, almost everything about it sucked. The emotionless farewell show, the avatars at the end, the disgusting mishandling of the golden tickets, the merch grab by scumbags, the theft of lighted wristbands. Call me crazy, but in my mind, I had convinced myself when the piano was raised up from under the stage, I expected Peter to be sitting there. Wrong. The best part of the night was hanging out with new friends at the bar.
Yep. From
the music to the stink spray to all leaving together and walking to the garden, hearing Tom and Zeus doing Asian impressions live, then leaving the show together, walking to the pizza place, and bitching about how badly we felt screwed. Those are the things that made the night memorable for me and worth the trip. Regarding the KISS love-hate I've read this week, I haven't seen so much venom since the last two presidential elections. Absolutely ridiculous. Today I'm going to put on a KISS Alive and remember a time in KISS history before December 2nd, 2023.
What a fucking, that is an incredible comment. He summed it up concise and perfect and to the point. Beautiful.
Raymond Gallus, listening to the episode now, but it makes me sad and angry how KISS always seems to rain on their own parade.
Well said.
KISS Macy's parade seems the perfect analogy as how they ended their touring career.
Mm-hmm.
The great Brad Rusthoven.
Yeah, Backpack Brad.
Great recap. I feel fortunate to have been part of it. Last Saturday was a worldwide experience, but I had a blast. Here's how I would rank everything from that day. Number 1, pre-gaming at the Rose Bar.
Yep.
Number 2, walking the streets of New York, lunch with Tom, Zeus, Murph, Gary, and the great Tally Faulkner.
Yep.
3, drinking and hanging out in the MSG concourse pre-show with Joe Decker, Rich, and Kevin Japson.
Yeah.
4, the walk from the hotel to MSG with the whole gang. 5, going to MSG for the first time. 6, the actual concert. Regarding KISS' inability to understand the concept of timing, they could have learned something from us during our pregame. The last song of their catalog ended right when we needed to head to the Garden. And then he put a picture of that up.
Nice job, Brad.
Kevin Japson.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
I had to stay off social media a few days because the KISS community was so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
The best part of my time in New York was definitely to meet up with everyone. I'm patiently waiting for the Shout It Out Loudcast Fest. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Still can't believe Tally was hanging out with all us bozos. Speak for yourself, dude.
You're the bozo. Shut your mouth.
Dude, how long did it take her to be like, who the fuck is this creepy guy?
Yeah, but 3 seconds.
He's like sniffing her hair, doing, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Oh. The Greek thunder from down under, Phanis Akratides.
Yes.
By the way, his fucking bands, and I'm like, I can't believe that's really them. His band is called Frozen Tears.
Yeah.
That Greek Australian accent, I'm like, that can't be him singing, but apparently it is.
Yep.
And his band has charted in different parts of the world. His band, Frozen Tears, you can find it on YouTube, has a version of Come On and Love Me, which is fucking good.
It's awesome. Thanos, dude, honestly, we're not just saying it because we're buddies with Thanos and hung out with him for the weekend. His band is kicks ass.
It doesn't make sense with the accent in him singing, does it?
Yep.
For you?
No,
I don't get it.
No, I know. I hear you.
But check him out, Frozen Tears, okay? He writes, Tom Zeus, your breakdown of the memorable week in New York was pretty much spot on. Haven't seen the last 3 shows because he went to Baltimore, I believe.
He did. Yep.
I was hoping the last would be a little different, but it wasn't to be. Regardless, meeting yourself and Zeus along with the wonderful Tally Murph, who he called
Morty.
His first, I think it was a text to us, is like,
Yeah.
Hey, Zeus, it was great seeing you guys. Let me know if we're going to meet up, me, you, Tom, and Morty. Who the fuck is Morty? Morty Seinfeld? Anyways.
That's great.
Murph was a major highlight, along with many other Loudcasters. Made the trip all the way down under worthwhile. I'm not sure about the future regarding KISS, but we always have the great memories we created last week in the past years to remember to our favorite band. Keep rocking.
Love him.
He's awesome. Now, the great Tally Faulkner, a favorite, along with so many other, maybe 2 or 3, female listeners that we have, Tom.
Yep.
Like Gabbly DeGook.
Yep.
Or Ann Bean.
Yep.
Or the great Tracy from Texas.
Yep.
Do we have any other female listeners?
Yeah, we got.
We do.
We got Amber Fiber Magic Queen from the UK.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. Our England fan. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that about rounds
I
it
think
up.
that's about it. And please wholeheartedly forgive us if we have forgotten you as a female fan, because the fact that we just named off all 5 of them, that shows you that we don't have a lot, or at least we don't have a lot that we know about.
Or that will publicly admit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Tally writes, great recap, great episode, not just because I was there. Tom and Zeus, thank you for the kind words and encouraged me to come. I took a big leap of faith and it paid off. I was met with such warmth and kindness by you two and Murph, an absolute gem of a guy. She must be drunk. Yeah. From the get-go, I felt like part of the group. You guys looked at me and made me feel included, constantly made me laugh, and forever ingrained in my brain the smell of fart spray. I was also met with warmth by the other fellow Loudcasters. Gary Cap shared a pretty fantastic and nerdy conversation about our KISS journey. He showed me kindness that I haven't forgotten. It still exists. Faunus Akratides took the shirt off his back and gave it to me. Mm-hmm. Brad Rustoven orchestrated a historical party soundtrack. Everyone I met there made up for the lackluster weekend final, and thus making the hang better than the bang. Jesus.
Awesome.
So thank you, Loudcasters / KISS cards. Imagine what I felt after the concert is probably what it felt like to be left at the altar. You see the red flags here and there, but you just don't want to believe that they could or would. All these years of KISS saying, it's for the fans. It's all you because of the fans. We love the fans. Or if it wasn't for the fans, and so on. I felt led on, and that's why I felt so disappointed. At the end, they showed it was never all for the fans. It's worth noting that I didn't expect Ace and Peter to be there, but I did expect more emotion from the whole band and some sort of acknowledgement for its past members. Like Tom said, KISS didn't acknowledge its past because they didn't want to look back. I will add that they did it because Paul is the pettiest person alive. He's had a beef with Mark, with Eric, and Eric's family, with Vinny, probably with Bruce, Eric Singer, and Tommy too. And didn't we all see what he wrote about Gene in his book? We all know about his opinions of Ace and Peter. Isn't that like the whole band's past members? Paul just can't let go. Avatar announcement wasn't the greatest, but figured they needed to give people something to talk about other than the show, which was great. They probably didn't expect people to be so pissed off, so for good measure, they added the golden ticket to the equation. Why? Because fuck them, that's why. Also, making love is amazing.
Oh, Tally. That's a 5-star comment. That's why Tally rules. And I'm so thrilled that she made the trek from Germany over to New York City to hang with us. It was amazing. Awesome stuff.
Ryan, Michael, Scott, Lane, Kulik, Spencer, fucking Simmons, Tweed, Rodham, Ramaswamy, Scott. What a breath of fresh air listening to you address all the craziness going on. The fun entertainment of the Loudcasters page, which is I love so much, has been turned into a battlefield this week. We'll get to that.
Yep.
Even people who clearly don't listen to the podcast or know you two or the inside jokes are chiming in, addressing, and questioning the admins on what's posted. I hope this episode reins some of those people in, as Tom says, settle down. Mm-hmm. Your weekend sounded like an unforgettable experience, and the Loudcaster meetup sounded awesome. I love all the recap episodes like Creatures Fest, Kids shows, Meeting Gene, now the final shows. I could listen to you guys take a trip to the grocery store. Great episode. Will you guys go to a KISS Avatar show, or wherever that will be? Who knows?
Maybe.
Buddy? Who knows? The great Patrick Miller, who was Paul Stanley in a suit, Tom. We met there.
That's right. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was cool meeting you guys. Thanks to the laughs, and you put the photo up. On our Loudcasters page, the great Michael Jude Grimes, Tom.
Nice.
Wish I was there. I would have asked for your autographs, Tom and Zeus, the true rock stars at the end of the road. I'm certainly your presence was a massive plus to what was a horribly disappointing finale. Love Grimy. Grimy store, man. That's fucking, that guy rocks.
Check him out.
Yep. And no one wants our, believe me. The great Michael Galante, Tom.
Oh, we had a great time with him. Yep, he hung out at the Rose with us for a while. It was awesome.
Awesome recap, fellas. Thanks for including me in the festivities. Could have done without the horse manure spray, but still. The great Joey fucking I ironed my jeans Romanek.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he claims I'm wearing rocking the dad jeans in my photos. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, we got a jean face-off here.
Listen. Just because we tease you doesn't mean we're going to let you tease us. All right?
No.
Fucking stubble boy. All right. He writes, this show started out all lighthearted with good stories about hanging with the Loudcasters and the overall New York City experience. And then it turned on a dime. If you haven't listened yet, I wouldn't give it away, but you're going to love it. Oh, and this episode should really be retitled, Kiss Sucks, Hallie's Hot.
Accurate. That's a summary right there. That's a summary.
And then I'm going to leave us with the great Josh Brown's comment here. And there's so many other great comments here, but
incredible feedback.
I mean, there's a million of you guys. It's just we just are at a time limit. We can't do this all day.
Yeah, the feedback is nuts this week. Thank you.
Josh Brown writes, I'm not trying to spoil the episode, more of a comment about the Loudcaster group. The rant of this week's episode was everything for me. If you're not listening to the show, you're 100% not going to get this group of people. You guys are absolutely right. We've been invaded by people that don't listen to the show and take everything so personally, like we're talking about their children and not a band. People, stop taking personal shots at people for making a critical thought at this band, and stop taking shots at people for making insider jokes. Can't believe we have to use that about a podcast, about things you don't understand. Listen to the show. You might catch on and lighten up a little bit about this damn band. Wave the flag, TNZ. We love you guys like a brother.
Love it. That's awesome.
Josh, thank you, brother.
Thank you, Josh.
Over on our Instagram page, the great James Campion is making a comment about making the collage and more. Thanks, James, again.
Yep.
And then Junior Vintage, great recap, TNZ. KISS should have paid respect to their past members in New York City. They clearly got it wrong. Also, could these avatars become a modern-day elder misstep? Could it disappear by spring when they announce a Vegas residency? Lastly, on a very serious note, should all of us Loudcasters start a GoFundMe for Ace to get better cell reception? God bless Eddie Trunk for his patience. That interview was painful.
Yeah, I've been looking at the... Hello?
That was great.
Over on YouTube, Jason Leonard writes, I'm pretty sure that Joey Cassata played left field for the 78 Expos. The guy with the hat, what's his nuts? I don't know. Did he say what's his nuts?
Probably.
Jake Drummer 2814. I hate that it doesn't matter what it has to do with KISS. The Ace cult immediately tries to make it invalid if Ace isn't involved. I have no problem in acknowledging what Ace did in KISS, but let's be honest, dude. That guy has checked out. He's mentally gone. He has no clue what he's talking about half the time, and he hasn't been a solid guitar player since 77. Just being honest. Go watch any video from the reunion tour. An Ace screw-up is coming. At some point during the show, he's going to jack up a solo beyond recognition, or one of his 17 rings on his left hand. I got to hit a string or multiple strings. Sorry, Ace. Love you, brother. Ace voice.
Yep. Love it.
You're not allowed to make fun of Ace.
Yep.
Like some people. Nick Scarpelli 546. We'll end on this note.
Okay.
What's more funny than the train wreck Ace interview with Trunk? Your guys' recap of that interview. I was cracking up. Ace is a mess.
That's awesome.
Tom, over to you.
All right, let's bang through some emails here, shall we? We got one from our buddy Mike H. One thing I took away from this whole end of the road thing and subsequent last show, I didn't feel a goddamn thing after it ended. I've been disappointed and have been let down over and over again since the reunion ended, and this show was no different. It would have been so easy and essentially effortless to throw us a bone by doing anything different than any of the 100 shows prior to this one. These motherfuckers didn't even blink their eyes any different for this show. Since roughly 2002, we've basically been shit on as fans. So once the show ended and I realized I felt no emotion at all, I knew it was because I've been taken advantage of for the last 20 years. If I felt anything, it was relief that it was over. My continuous disappointment is finally over. Here's hoping the Avatar set list is different. No shit, Jesus Christ, that's true. Justin Steele, let me stop by saying it sounds like you guys had a great time meeting up with Loudcasters, and that's great. I also think you guys are spot on calling people out who either won't let you enjoy the current state of KISS or those that say you can't give an honest critique of the band. I think it's clear that in probably the two biggest moments in KISS history have been handled terribly. First is the Hall of Fame induction. The fans wanted them to play together, no doubt, and they chose to say, fuck you. And now the final show, nothing different at all. It's almost like they don't even have any heart. They have zero sense of what the fans want, or maybe worse, don't care. How do you not do something to honor the last show? To me, these two huge moments handled this way is a big blemish on the total career of KISS. Now, I just want to say we got a ton of emails and a ton of amazing feedback, guys. So we thank you for all that, but we want to blow through a bunch of stuff here, but we're going to finish up feedback with this one we got from Brian. Hey, guys, hope you're both well. I'm a new listener to Shout Out Loudcast, and I'm really enjoying the shows. I've been a KISS fan since the very beginning when I got my very first copy of the debut album in 75. My entry into the world of podcasts is much more recent. I discovered two other KISS podcasts years ago and was making my way through their respective back catalogs when I discovered Shout Out Loudcast. Now I am hooked. And while the other KISS podcasts offer some interesting guests and commentary on the band, in my humble opinion, you guys are the top dogs, and here's a few reasons why. Number one, you guys are just plain funny. You both have great senses of humor and bring that to the show, which I find very refreshing. Some of the other podcasts take themselves way too seriously and need to lighten up and have some fun. There's no question that both of you are enjoying yourselves and bring a lighthearted approach to your shows when appropriate. Number two, fair criticism. I like the fact that you guys are both not afraid to criticize KISS. Again, I've been a fan since the beginning. And to me, being a true fan doesn't mean you lap up every single thing they do. It doesn't mean you have to constantly lick the boots of the band. And it certainly doesn't mean you have to jump all over other fans who do bring their own criticism of the band forward. Let's face it, over a 50-year period, no band can or should sustain a 100% approval rating from the fans. He continues by saying, focusing on what the fans want to hear. I love that both you guys focus on the content of the show and not on your personal lives and experiences. There's nothing more annoying than name dropping. And when talking about KISS, there's nothing less interesting than listening to a person constantly bragging about their connections to the band, their fan supremacy, and how no one can possibly be as big as fan as they are. That makes me reach for the fast forward button. Thank you for keeping the focus of Shout It Out Loudcast on what the fans want to hear and not what you want to say. Keep up the great work. I know KISS as a touring band is coming to an end, but I hope you guys continue to put out new episodes for years to come. Best wishes with much respect, Brian. My goodness, Brian. Unbelievable. You get it. You nailed it. We love you for getting it, and we love you for telling us that you get it, and we appreciate all those kind words. So that, Brian, my friend, gives you the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Wow, that was just incredible, Brian. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Really appreciate it.
Amazing.
And what else we appreciate is our Patreon family. Patreon is where people can subscribe, help out the show in the 4 different tiers that are set up, and provide us a great service. We, in turn, give you guys back some perks. We give input, polls, album review crew, Patreon picks, merch, all sorts of stuff. And it's an incredibly fun family-type experience. We have the private jokes, the private message boards. There's so much shit going on there. And laughter and fun. You got to be part of the Shout It Out Loudcast Patreon family. If you're interested, you go to our website, and then on the landing page, it'll say Patreon. Click on that, look at one of the 4 tiers, and then join the family. You guys, I can't tell you how much you've helped the show, specifically all the awesome Patreons we met at the New York trip, and all of them all over the world that help out our show. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And you out there, if you want to help the show, you want to make us continue to grow and things, please join our Patreon family and join in on the fun. Thank you.
Patreon, you guys are the best. We say this every week and we mean it every week. We are so grateful for all of your contributions and support of the show. It means so much. We love to be able to give some things back to you. Certain tiers get a sneak peek on Thursday of what the episode's going to be. You get to vote on what our Flashback Friday is going to be. You get to pick an album review crew album once every few months. We just recently did Rocks by Aerosmith for the month of November. That was your pick. So please check us out. Go to patreon.com, go to our website, click on the link, take a look. There's 4 different tiers. And again, we appreciate all of your generosity and support of the show. It means the world to us. Thank you.
All right, Tom, what we usually do is we go over to Kiss World, but before we do, we got to bring back the what makes Festivus unique, and that is the appearance of Joey Hall of Famer Cassata.
I was going to say, I don't care about the Cassata part. You make sure, you son of a bitch, that Hall of Famer part comes. I want it first. Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Joey Cassata.
You don't even know how to say your own name anymore. I know you're at the Hall of Fame. That's it gets top billing. This is your first appearance since receiving the award you've lived for.
I do want to thank you guys. Obviously, it was the people demanding it that obviously got it done. I know my fans flooded your inbox. It had to be done.
All 2 of them.
Listen, two massive maniacs are more dangerous than, a lot of little people.
It's true. I'll tell you right now. Let's be serious. The only reason you're in it was because a couple of New York City goons paid a visit to southern New Hampshire and central Massachusetts and said, it was like a Jerky Boys call. You better put this fucking guy in the Hall of Fame or I'll break your fucking neck.
They were ready to put you in the river with some cinder block shoes. I know.
Exactly. We're going to wake up in the Hudson River in a sack.
We had problems over there, Tom. We had
Bill Starkey and my boys were going to storm the radio station and demand
the Joey Army. Yep, that's right. Well, you're here.
Well, I'm back, babe. I don't miss a Festivus. And this Festivus is going to be great.
You know what? This may be the final episode because after this, I don't know if anybody's ever going to want to listen to us again.
No. After we insult everybody.
Yeah.
So real quickly, let's get to the news. The first thing, Tom, is what's going on in KISS merch these days?
Well, of course, Festivus adjacent is the psychotic outbreak of people seeing that KISS officially posted all the New York City merch on their website. All the stuff from the pop-up store, all the stuff from Madison Square Garden, the golden ticket, everything available on KISS Online. And of course, full-blown hysteria on social media as expected.
Dude, you couldn't have a rational conversation. You weren't allowed to feel one way or the other because the other side need to fucking tell you how stupid you are for feeling that way.
Yep.
But weirdly enough, it's KISS's fault.
I agree. And,
I'll get into my love of KISS later, but it's KISS's fault because you know why? It's by doing what they do, everyone's going to hate you because all the people who were there that waited in line for that pop-up store, and I saw it. I was across the street at my buddy Joe D'Angelo's party. We were across the street, line around the corner. You couldn't get in. Everything, as far as I know, I never even went in. Everything was sold out eventually, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All the exclusive merch, when you go to a show, you want to buy something that means something from you for that show. Correct. You want to see December 2nd. You want to see December 1st on the show. New York City. You want exclusivity because you waited in line for that particular item. Mm-hmm. I get it. So then when they release it later, it's bullshit for all the people that waited. And then on the flip side, the golden ticket fiasco, even that on the website, it says exclusive to people who attended the first and second night. Why are you releasing it again? Why not release it exclusively to the people who purchased those tickets?
Exactly. They can't.
No, they do nothing right. I hate to say it.
Nope. Everything they do is a self-inflicted wound. It's astounding.
Yeah, and what's funny and interesting, I don't get involved in that. I'm not the collector of us. And I don't even know if I would compare Tom. I don't know if I'd call him a collector compared to all the people out there.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
But
you're
Tom, if anybody, is the collector of us too. Yeah. But I seen how he gets, and I seen how our good buddy Steve Wright from Potter Than Hell, when these vinyls come out. And I had this conversation, and Jason Herden from his Kiss My Wax thing jumps in. He has a different philosophy on it. But, some people hate his group because they're part of the problem. Some people love his group because they're part of the solution. I don't know. But, his point was Tom put up the things like, great, thanks for making our exclusive trip to New York fucking meaningless now. And his like, what are you talking about? Now it gives it to people because the hoarders buy that shit up. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying to him, well, wait a minute. How come when they put up limited edition fucking Ace Frehley dog shit fucking vinyl swirl, it's gone. It's sold out. They don't put out more.
Right.
I missed out on it. And then he's like, well, they're only limited to 4. Like they can't create a different profile and send it to their brother's house and buy more of that shit. Like, come on.
But then our buddy Baco jumped in and actually made the point that I was going to make. The point is where both things can coexist. Jason Herndon and his group can make a point that's viable, and then your point, both things can coexist. But ultimately, I think you have to respect the fact that people like us that were in line, that went to New York City, that got the December 2nd shirt, that got those pop-up storms, should be a little bit like, what the fuck?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Go ahead.
If it's limited edition, then it's limited edition.
Correct.
Okay? Now, the fact that KISS doesn't come up with better concept of how scalpers and fucking KISS card sellers don't fucking buy them on eBay and shit, that's on them. They can come up with a system to make it easier for one purchase at a time. There's a way for them to do it. They don't give a fuck, okay? Because it makes everything they put up there more valuable because people are buying them. So my point is, if you're going to fucking make it exclusive to everything else, then that should have been exclusive. I get it. He's saying, well, for the people that miss out on buying those vinyls, here's their chance. Well, it's not the vinyls. It's only for the shirt. But you can't make it exclusive for one product, but not exclusive for the other when you say they're all exclusive.
Here's a perfect example. When KISS Online releases, like, say, for example, when they released the 45th anniversary Love Gun picture disc, the official one, those sold out quickly. And they go on eBay and they're going for $400 or $500. And that's bullshit. But KISS does not release. Once those things are gone, they're gone. And that's what gives it the value that it has, is that it's that exclusivity. It's that limited item that you're glad to have. And the solution to dealing with hoarders should not be to fuck people out of exclusive items, in my opinion. Joey.
No. Well, that's exactly the issue. The issue is when you make something exclusive, then it has to be exclusive, even if you fucked up like the golden ticket. The golden ticket was a fiasco.
Right.
I didn't even know about it. I walked out of the garden.
Same here.
It just so happened someone that knew me and would just like a fan of, and just they handed me hey, did you get one of these? I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yep. No one knew.
They handed me one. It was great, but the problem with that is you can't call something exclusive and then release it to everybody.
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way. They Robert De Niro said in Raging Bull, it defeats its own purpose when she burns the steak. It defeats its own purpose.
Yep.
KISS is the only band ever that can sell you a week later a replica ticket for $350 of a show that just happened.
Imagine.
So my question is, they're either fucking morons or they're fucking brilliant.
Because they're fucking brilliant. They're brilliant.
They caused such a hysteria with that golden ticket that what happened was the aftermarket. You guys saw. I almost put mine on eBay because I don't give a shit about it.
$2,000.
I was just too lazy to do it. $2,000. People were paying $1,000, $2,000 for it, and KISS saw this or planned for this. Whatever way you want to look at it, and they knew once they dropped this on KISS Online, everyone would gobble up a stupid golden ticket that means nothing for $350. It's
That's right. It is. It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Well, let's be honest. It is 24 karat gold. So it's not like a fucking exclusive poster.
Right.
I mean,
it's not a piece of plastic.
Yeah. Right. So let's make it $100 worth of value.
Right.
And whatever. And the memento. If you didn't go there, I think it's stupid. If
I totally
you went there and you didn't get one and you want to buy this, maybe I did. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But even if it was offered for the pay-per-view people, because that's what I heard. I heard it was offered to the people who bought the pay-per-view. So if you want to buy this, you got to show proof of purchase, dude. Like I used to mail away for Star Wars figures. I know
we all did it, Joey.
Proof of purchase.
That's right.
Send in the proof of purchase of the pay-per-view and/or your ticket for the MSG shows, and you can purchase a golden ticket. Otherwise, you can't purchase it because now the value is lost in it. It's no longer special. I could throw mine in the garbage. It's worth nothing.
And we still haven't gotten a really explanation about, because I'm convinced, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm convinced, and I don't know if it was malicious or if it was just a fuck up. I'm convinced that there was something went wrong with golden tickets being handed out at the end of the show. That was never never supposed to happen. And the fact that we all walked out this entrance and no one got one, and then other people went out this entrance and were walking out with 2 and 3 of them, there was something went amiss there with that.
Smart people that work there knew what was happening all weekend and heard about people hoarding, buying fucking newspapers for $100.
But where did they get the golden tickets from? Because we were told they were for the pay-per-view people and they were going to be sent to them. How did they have physical copies of them?
Because they were sent. They were going to give exclusive a couple people some of these tickets. They were handing them out. They had like 900, I was told, to pass out.
I heard that
what
too.
They should have done is randomly do it. But I bet you, and what I heard was people were fucking hoarding them. The people that work there pocketed that shit, weren't giving them out.
Yep.
And they sold them online.
And as much as I want to blame the people at MSG, I don't, because listen, they're not stupid. They're trying to profit. That should be KISS's job. Now, I don't mean the band, I mean the organization, but it all falls back on the band. When we say KISS, we mean the KISS organization.
Correct.
That has to be managed better. And the problem with it, just like Dubai, just like everything else that they shit on us with, they don't come out and just make a statement. Hey guys, we fucked up. We weren't supposed to give these out to blah, 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 and this is what happened. So therefore, everyone that missed out on this, that was there on the pay-per-view and or the garden, you can purchase it on MSG, on kissonline.com with proof of purchase. It's so easy to fix. Instead, they flood the market to make they look at it like, ooh, we can make a profit now.
Well, because then they'll be like, oh wow, these things are going for $2,000 on eBay. We're only selling them for $350. You'll get a deal from KISS Online. And let's be serious. There is no better marketing genius on planet Earth than Gene Simmons. So you have to wonder, is this a fuck up or is this all some kind of like Abner Devereaux manipulation behind the scenes here? I don't know. But
all right, never mind just the gold bars. You also have the scarves, the t-shirts, the jackets and stuff that were supposed to be exclusive to that pop-up.
That's right.
Talk about, is there a banner for $750 or is that a typo?
No, it is. And I'll tell you right now.
I have a photo of it. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Joey, and I'm not defending the price because the price is outrageous. They had those at the pop-up store. It's fucking gorgeous. It's the kind of material that like a Stanley Cup champion banner would be made out of. Like it's a big, if you have like a man cave or something. Now, $750, right. Absolutely insane.
Now, give me a realistic. Now, you love it. You would. God, this is
$199.
I'd probably say about $200 maybe.
Okay, now
201, Bob.
Yeah, it's it's not a piece of plastic. It's not a piece of paper. It's like a quilted felt. Like it's a nice item. But $750. Come on.
Oh. No.
Anyways,
let's move on because we have a ton of shit to get to.
We haven't even started on Festivus yet.
Yeah,
okay, all right. So, other news, our favorite guy that we love to talk about is Ace, and Joey's obviously got some connections to Ace. Ace had a thought on the Avatar stuff, and he said, You know, I saw some of it on a video on YouTube. It kind of looked like it was geared towards children. It's not rock and roll. I get up on stage without backing tracks. I plug my amp in, plug my guitar into a Marshall and go. That's it. It's always been that way and it always will be.
Hello? Hello?
There's an echo in here.
I'm hearing shit in the background. What is that?
I don't want
like
to say
how
anything because I'm gotta save my comments.
But I know, but he has to get in the backing track little insult. He has to. That wasn't even part of the conversation.
Oh, well, you forgot the best part, the other one. I'd like to go to Europe, but I got some tax problems. I can't get my passport back. Dude, what the fuck?
And then he starts shitting on Tommy. I mean, it's just, he
shits on Tommy. And then he always does this. He goes back to, Tommy's a friend of mine. What? He's a good guitar player. He's a friend of mine. Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you.
Go ahead, Joe.
I know the Ace cult makes it very hard to like him. I get it. Because I'm online all day. I read all the comments, and the Ace, anyone too far on one side of anything is a maniac, and I don't like them. I get it. But you got to admit, and you got to take a step back from those idiots. And he is so funny. And he's listen,
I believe it.
Besides like the stuff that making mistakes live, and I'm not even talking about that stuff. I'm just talking about Ace as a character and a person. He's like a crazy Muppet. He's so fun. The comments he makes, the Eddie Trunk interview was incredible.
Oh, it was amazing.
It's up there with Tom Snyder.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. I've been sending clips back and forth. I've been editing clips all week to Jericho and Steve and PJ and all those guys. And we love it. We're dying laughing. You got to take him for who he is. He's doesn't give a shit. He is the rock and roll guy. I know it's cliche to say, but he's still releasing records. He's still playing live. I'm not commenting on the quality of all that stuff, but he's out there doing it. And he's still fun and go kind of go lucky.
Okay.
He runs by the seat of his pants.
Zeus, go ahead.
Give a shit.
Oh,
Zeus,
I'm biting my tongue.
Okay, hold on, because all right, I know you have.
No, but I want to say one thing that.
Go ahead.
To come back at Joey with.
Go ahead.
It's just like Chris Rock said. He's supposed to fucking still play. He's supposed to still put up albums. He wants fucking credit that he's releasing an album. Aren't you a musician? You're not a fucking painter. That's what you do.
No, he's not asking for credit because he releases his album. He's defending himself.
You and the Ace Cult people want to give him credit. It's the first thing they always say. Kiss hasn't released an album in the last 10 years. Ace has released 4. Come on, Joey. They say the same thing every fucking time.
Because it's the same argument. Kiss, the camp, Gene and Paul, shit on Ace because blah, blah, blah. He's a drunk. He's this, he's that. But he's still out there working. He's still doing what he's meant to do.
That's not true, Joey. That's not true. What they say is he was a drunk and this and that. They never say he still is a drunk. Okay. With the exception of Paul saying like they couldn't perform in the band now. Okay. But he doesn't bring up that Ace is a fucking fall down drunk and he's a mush brain.
Just super quick. So all I'm saying is that you're right. But it's the digging back and forth. So Ace brings up backing tracks to dig at Paul because Paul just dug at Ace that Ace and Peter will make them sound like piss. Let me tell you, listen, I know Ace has his limitations live because he's singing and playing and all that stuff. I will tell you, Ace sounds better than Paul Stanley. And I love Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley sounds like horse shit.
But what fucking planet? What music are you listening to that he sounds better?
Dude, listen to Paul without any tracks behind him.
How do I know when that is?
You're exactly right. That's the point.
So I can only go with what I hear live.
I'll say this before we move on. I know Zeus and I, we have very similar but very different feelings about Ace. The thing that makes me sick of Ace is the Ace cult.
I agree.
No, because I find Ace funny, lovable. He's a bozo. I chuckle at him, but the Ace cult makes it difficult to cheer for Ace.
Exactly. And he
I
does
agree.
at times himself.
No, I agree. Sometimes he's a pain in the ass too.
Guys, we're 100% on the same page.
But wait a minute. The last thing I'll say about this is
Go ahead.
we say the same thing about Paul.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Paul made the fucking jab.
Yep.
Like he doesn't need to. Leave it alone.
Yep.
You don't need to go there. He does it too. And we call him out on it.
For me, here's the difference. And tell me if I'm wrong. The Ace cult makes it hard to like Ace.
Yes.
I'm 100% with you. Paul makes it hard to like him, not
True.
his fans.
Very true.
That's a big difference to me.
No, you're right. I understand what you're saying.
But wait a minute. Have you ever seen any of Paul's fucking cooking photos?
Oh.
And then the comments, those fans make me hard to like.
yes. I don't
that
even
looks
get to those
delicious.
That looks
Can I
so
get a-
delicious. I'd love to have dinner with you and your orange juice pasta.
Oh, let me jerk off all over you.
Yes, but tell me the truth.
Pasta bolognese.
You were already mad at Paul for the picture, and then the comments made it worse.
Oh, totally.
When Ace is out in any truck and he's going, hello?
You know, I'm still hearing his fucking echo.
He's
talking
and
about
then
Ace is the greatest.
Right, I agree.
All right.
Anyways,
Let's move on to the actual episode, which is probably just going to be a continuation of the news.
Before we take a break, we're going to go to the committee to find out if Joey will still be in the Hall of Fame when this episode is over.
All right, so we came back and it's up in the air. It's not looking good for Joey. He might not survive this episode. We're going to see how it finishes out, but you're teetering on the verge of getting out of the Hall of Fame already.
I got a call from the president of the fan club, Heavy Mayo himself.
Heavy Mayo.
And his sidekick, what's his name? Tony from ABQ Ziggy Inc.
That's Hall of Famer, Tony.
Yeah, that's class of 2023 Hall of
with
Fame.
him.
He's in too?
Yes.
Dude, thanks for listening.
Yeah. I love that.
They called, and during the break, they said, if Joey's out, then we're walking too.
Dude, he's not in the Hall of Fame, so take Heavy Mayo with you.
He's too busy.
How can ABQ Inc. make it and not Heavy Mayo?
Because Heavy Mayo listens to the outfield. He's never getting in.
That's a good point.
Heavy Mayo put you in the fucking Creed lookalike contest. You're in that Hall of Fame.
You're in the Scott Stapp Hall of Fame.
Whatever the fuck his name is. By the way, I gotta say, speaking of flooding the fucking internet, all your ZO2 shit is all over my fucking page. And I love it because I actually like the show.
Yeah.
Z-Rock. And you have that clip where it's like behind the scenes and like, I don't know if it's producers and stuff talking about you guys. And then they were talking about the hair and he said that Joey had the best hair of the three.
Oh God.
He didn't say the best looking. He just said hair.
It's not saying much. Those two guys, Paulie looked like Mrs. Roper from Three's Company.
Yes.
And Dave, God rest his soul, had worse hair than Paulie.
How is that possible? His hair looked just like yours.
Dude, he would spend 20 hours a week getting it straightened in a Japanese freaking hair salon. His hair, he looked like a wolf man.
Speaking of that hairdo, last thing. Have you seen the photo of Paul had when he hugged his family and his family was in that kiss photo? The poor second son has fucking Paulie Z hair worse than Evan.
Yeah.
Well, when we were on the road with them, Evan had, right after that, Paul Stanley would make fun of Paulie's afro. And then shortly after that, his son got the afro and we would kill him on it. It was great.
Yeah. The second one looks pretty bad.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
All right. It's that time of year, Festivus. Each of us is going to mention 5 things, what we hate or what we want to grieve about or bitch about KISS and history and KISS world, I guess.
Okay.
So in the past, we've gone around in a circle. We always let our guest go first, and that is Mr. Cassata. Why don't you start with your first one?
Can you please introduce me one more time, please? The correct way?
Oh, God. Dude, something's gone to somebody's head. Hall of Famer Joey Cassata goes first.
Thank you, sir. and you look marvelous tonight.
Oh yeah.
So, so I went completely left. So I had my list for Festivus ready to go. I was going to talk about the soundboard, off the soundboard covers and the lack of effort in that. Obviously, when this final show hits, I got to make a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
How can I talk about anything but this debacle?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to preface the start of Festivus this year. We might do this every year. I forget. I love KISS.
Yep.
Everything I am in my life is because of KISS.
Mm-hmm.
I saw KISS when I was 5 years old at Madison Square Garden. I saw Peter play the drums. It set me on my path forever. I'm still on that path because of KISS. I owe everything I am to KISS. I toured with them. I did everything I ever wanted to do in my life, in my career, because of the band I love, KISS. Now, that does not mean we can't talk and shit on them for the things we don't like that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Yankee fan. When the Yankees do something shitty, I can badmouth them. I'm still a Yankee fan. It doesn't matter. Don't think that because we're about to shit on these people, we hate them. We love them. That's why we're going to complain about them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I crazy?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
So obviously, I don't know if you guys knew, I sent a little bit of a crazy rant post right after that KISS show.
It was beautiful.
I was on my way home, and I was very upset leaving that arena that night. And I went on a rant, sent the post. It went a little viral. I took it down the next morning, and we'll get into that later. But anyway, I have to start at the beginning of this show. Now, I didn't see this part of the show, but I saw it afterwards. And I'm going to go in chronological order of this show. That's really how my Festivus is going to run.
Do it.
I'm going to start with the pre-show.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I didn't see it. I was out drinking with all. The KISS day in Madison Square Garden in New York City was absolutely incredible. I saw all my friends, family, podcasters, KISS friends, KISS fans, all the people that love KISS the way we do. We all gathered in New York City, and it was a spectacular day. I went bar hopping from 20 different bars, saw 1,000 different people that I never get to see that I'm friends with online, and we talked about KISS, we hugged, and we were ready for the time of our lives. So I'll get to the show during my next picks, but my first pick is going to start in the pre-show and the lack of effort and production that went into this debacle. Starting with the hosts of this show. Who the fuck were they? I actually tried to look up who they were, and I still can't find it. Who were these people?
How do you
I don't know
her? How do you not know Allison?
You said the same thing to me. I've never heard of her name in my life.
Who?
Hergendorf.
Oh, well, of course. Well, I mean,
you said the same thing. I have never heard of that name in my life.
It's kind of like I would say this because I see her stuff all the time. She's interviewed Chris, rock stars, U2, like big names. So she's not a fucking nobody.
But again, it's 5 seconds into anything she's doing, you can tell this is a job. She's not a KISS freak like us.
Yes,
she's not. They could have. KISS has to foresee this stuff. Who's buying the pay-per-view? Maniacs like us.
Yep.
And we want to see, right off the bat, someone we know and love in the KISS community or the rock metal community hosting this event. And right away, when I see these people hosting the event and then, guest stars like Chris Angel coming on, it's the same old garbage KISS has done for years. They do it much like Vince McMahon. They see a star or a celebrity and their eyes light up. And they don't know what their fans really want. I want to see even Craig Gass interviewed, Sebastian Bach being interviewed. How about burying the hatchet and make Eddie Trunk host the show? Or if
that's
you can't
ridiculous.
If you can't do that, get Jericho in there. God, Jericho has hosted 1 million of these events. Let him host the backstage area and let him host the event. And then don't interview guys like Chris Angel. Have Eric Carr's family there, Eric Carr's sister. Have Bruce Kulick and his wife backstage. Even if you can't get them on stage, have them backstage talking to Bruce, reminiscing on what this night means to all of us KISS fans in the world. Have members from your crew, JR, Moose. Oh, I don't know if I forget who's alive and dead. I'm sorry. but old management, talk about the history of KISS. The people who are watching this want this event to start off right. And I just thought right off the bat, they dropped the ball.
Yeah, I agree. No offense to Chris Angel. The guy's magnificent at his job. That's probably the first time in my entire life I've ever heard Chris Angel. I know he's friends with Paul. What the fuck are you doing interviewing him? And Zeus is gesturing. Can you get him to be an interview? He's my friend. I told him I'd do a favor for him.
That's his trust buddy. Him and Desmond, he knows they'll fucking kiss his ass and won't fucking say anything that would pop. They're my friends. I want Chris Angel and Desmond Child. Do you think Paul put them up there because of the fans? He put them up there for him.
No, but that's my point. That's exactly my point.
That's it. That's why they're there.
Yep.
So which leads to, like, for Paul and Jean, I don't think it's Jean. I think it's Paul. Paul trusts Allison. She's interviewed him. She knows
she's safe.
He knows who she's a. She's a beautiful girl. She'll look good. She's safe. She's interviewed huge names. She's got a very popular little podcast and interview show. She's somebody I trust as much as Craig Gass, and that's the only one name that I would agree with you, Joey. He would have been the perfect host for this.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Hey, we all know him. He's part of the KISS family. We get him. Jericho's in fucking Vietnam. Right, he wasn't able to.
If Jericho was booked for this event to host the backstage party, trust me, he would have canceled Vietnam.
Right.
I'm saying Jericho is the perfect guy. He's hosted many events before, award shows. He could do this stuff in his sleep.
I'm not saying that he couldn't do it. I'm just saying he wasn't able to. And I bet you, if you think about it, they didn't announce the pay-per-view like long in advance. They jumped this at the end.
That's right.
So I bet you they were scrambling, and they may have asked him. He didn't tell us. I don't know if he told you, but maybe they were just like, hold on a second. Let's get somebody quick. This went fast. They didn't plan it.
That's my start right there. That's the point I'm trying to make. This show was planned 3 years ago in July. COVID hit. It pushed everything back. You have an extended period of time. You see the finish line.
Why aren't you announce the pay-per-view?
Plan ahead. You have a year. Make this pay-per-view / event the biggest thing you've ever done.
Yep.
It looks like what you just said. This pay-per-view got thrown together last minute. Hey, who can we interview backstage? I know who we can interview. I'll get my friend Chris Angel.
It's true.
Dude, if you people could see how Joey's face, but more or less his shoulders when he was doing the Paul impression, the way they were swaying. What the fuck? I need to clip this when he did that. But regardless, I agree with you, Joey. It's a great pick because if we could literally do an episode on just every one of our fucking 15 picks.
Yep.
Tom, you're first.
Okay, so again, like Joey said, like Zeus and I were laughing before we started recording. Like I remember back in the good old days before we became jaded, angry kiss-tards. I remember some of my things were like, well, one of my things on Festivus is, I don't like the track listing on double platinum. Or, now it's like, go fuck yourself. I hate all of you. But anyway, so I have a couple different things. I have things related to the KISS New York City weekend and then things related to what's going on in social media. So my things are all over the place. But I'm going to actually start with this one because it is kind of connected, or it can be connected to what we're talking about with the pre-show interviews, Chris Angel, and that is Gene. Now, again, I don't have any inside knowledge. Nobody does. But the appearance of Gene not standing up to Paul as we hit the end of the road, meaning it looks like Paul gets what he wants when he wants. And Gene is just happy to be there. And I'll do my thing in Vegas. I'll do my thing in Electric Lady. Paul, you want to have a painter? Paul, you want to have Chris Angel? Paul, you want to do this? Wonderful.
Paul, you want to have your son open up?
Thank you. That was my next thing. Thank you for that. Paul, you want to have your son? Great. Every decision that Paul makes is in complete disregard for what the fans want. With all due respect, Amber Wild, they sounded fine. It's the fucking final show. Get a real goddamn band, maybe with some legacy attached to KISS. Okay. And that's the thing. So I don't blame Paul because that's Paul. I blame Gene for not being like, hey, Paul, you know what? Maybe this is not the right thing. And it breaks my heart to put Gene on a Festivus list because there's nobody I worship more than him. But I think there should have been a little bit more give and take and not just give to Paul.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's so funny. I completely agree with that, but I never thought of it that way. And you are exactly right. It is Gene's fault because you're right. This is Paul's nature. Paul's nature is himself, right? How do I make myself not look like a loser? I want to look like the superstar, right?
Yep.
But you're right. This was the time. It's the end. Gene, I know not that you're afraid of Paul, but you've let Paul have his whiny way for a long time. This could have been the moment, this last run, stick up for what because I do think Gene is a little in touch with more of what we want than Paul is, obviously. But you're right. He should have stood up to Paul, but I think he's taken that. They've had their roles carved out for so long. He fell in line, dude. But I agree. That was an amazing pick. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I agree with you, Tom. If you think about it, Gene could have, but he's to blame because I think there's a deal made. There was a deal made at some point. You want to continue this? You'll run the brand. I'm going to run the band.
I think you're right.
I'm going to do this stuff. And that's it. If you want to continue for the next couple of years, Gene, this is it.
Yeah.
And Gene, maybe we don't see it, but in my opinion, is like, you know what? All right, Paul, I'll go along with this. Just for keeping the band alive, to keep everything going, I'll go along with what you need. But you said it though, Joe. You're like, they're at the end. He could have stood up, but are they at the end? So Paul may have won this end of the road concert band shit, but Gene may win the long term with we know, or anybody, about avatars. I think we should take the avatars here. Where Paul's like, fucking take it, Gene. And Gene won out on that, and he cares more about that. And he's like, to him, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let your fucking son open up. Let the painter be there. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just stick to the same 20 to 25 songs for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the trade-off. It feels like that was the trade-off that they did at some point.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the hell this is happening, but I agree with both of you. You're right. I think you hit it too, Zeus. Maybe Gene is smart enough to pick his battles, right? And
that's the word. That's the phrase. I'm like, he picked his battles. Like, you know what? I'll get it in the end when we do, where I don't have to work, but I make all the business decisions for the band afterwards.
Right. Because now listen, if KISS is over like everyone thinks it is or whatever it is, and meaning the road KISS and Alive KISS, Gene will probably spearhead a lot of this merchandising and avatar stuff. And Paul is probably like, just, okay, now do what you want to do and send me the checks. Maybe you're right. Maybe Gene didn't want to die on the hill of, no, Amber Wild can't open.
Yeah. Yep. Ain't worth it to him.
True.
All right. So my first one that I'm going to go with, I know everybody's been waiting for it and they knew it was coming. And I get a lot of fucking love for this, and I get a lot of shit for this. And that is everybody's favorite fiance, Ace and his fiance, Laura. This shit.
Yep.
And I'll get crap like, what's your problem? Oh, why do you fucking have to hate on this? Dude, first of all, let's just, without being emotional about this, it's not your fucking page. It says Ace Frehley is going live. And for the first 7 minutes, I see a fucking walking cash register with the fucking close-up of her face and sounding like someone said, like Janice from fucking Friends.
Yep.
And she may be the sweetest girl, and she may be whatever, but to me, it just comes off as so fucking much of a hanger-on.
Gold digger.
What's she going to get from that? Dude,
what are you talking about? I get tax annuities overseas.
What are you talking about? I'm constantly cute. Dude, what fucking planet is anybody saying that? Now, I know we'll get, who the fuck are you guys to talk about anybody? Who gives a shit, dude?
Hold on, just quickly. Constantly Cute is a fucking great song, and I'm on it. But anyway, go ahead.
But regardless, stop putting videos up when you're not. I don't mind the Ace showing his concerts and how fucking terrible you've ruined his career by showing all these live clips. You should fucking clip those, find a good performance, put that up the next day. Stop putting him up live. Stop putting him up wandering through places. You holding him up like a fucking 90-year-old man. Which fucking way are we going? Am I going to play over? Am I playing next? No. You're not. Oh, okay. Watching Ace get schlepped through a fucking crowd at Eddie's fucking 40th anniversary thing. Calling fucking, Mark Anthony's going to be playing. Mark Anthony, the Latin musician, is going to be playing there?
By the way, I think Lara said it was Eddie's birthday celebration.
Yeah. Oh, we're going on Eddie's birthday. Where's Ace? Like, she's dragging him around like he's like the fucking king of all kings.
Weekend at Freely's.
Listen, I don't want to come to his defense again, but listen, I agree. Is it ridiculous that she's controlling all that stuff? Yeah, but if it's his page and he's letting it happen, it's not like she's off by herself doing it, right? It's not like she's just doing it.
Right.
She's with him doing it. So, and I do agree that it's weird that she's controlling it, but if that's how it is, I actually think it's kind of cool to at least show some of the background stuff of events like that. Is it over the top with her in it and constantly FaceTiming? Agreed. I'm not defending it 100%, but I do like the behind the scenes footage.
Yeah. What? Ace fucking falling asleep on a couch?
Whatever it is.
Fucking popping something in his mouth as soon as the concert's over? I need some breath mints. Oh, sure they are.
We never get to see stuff. Even just, I know you guys were too. I was invited to Eddie's event. I was pissed. I just couldn't get away. I couldn't make it.
Yep.
And it was fun to see a little, it felt like I was there for a few minutes.
Hey, am I on next? No. Dude, and his performance was fucking brutal, and he got blasted for it. And then, of course, wait, that's something that he says, so I'll hold on. And again, if he's in a happy, loving relationship, if Ace didn't have all these other fuck-ups that fucked up his career and the disaster he had in the last relationship, which seems exactly going the same way as this one did, then, you know what? I wouldn't even bring this up. But the fact of the matter is he's been through this before. She's hogging the line. Why don't you know her name?
Exactly.
I don't even remember Paul's second wife's first name. I don't know it off the top of my head. Right. Why do I know her name?
Right.
It's just fucking brutal. Yep. And just, John, what are we going to do? I'm going to be filming it. Let me flip the camera. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
But again, do you blame her or do you blame Ace? Honestly.
I don't blame Ace. Ace
is fucking
Ace is mush. Ace is mush.
But guys, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I listen, whether you like it or you think it's annoying, it's not her fault if Ace is letting her do it. If he's letting her do it, then he's okay with her running the page like that, right?
You think he has any idea what she's doing or anything's going on?
Yes.
If he's has no clue.
Dude, he fucking knows it. And even in that video, you can hear, he says, "Is that my phone?" She's live with his own phone, I think. All right, so I'm going to move through the timeline, right? I'm sticking with this show. But again, like I said, I had other stuff. I was going to talk about videos and covers. And like Tom said, those were years past.
Yep.
Those are petty grievances.
Yeah. It's a special year.
This is a special occasion.
Yeah.
This is a Festivus really for the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is something I've really never bitched about in the past. And I'm going to bitch about it on this episode for this last show because just like KISS says, Fuck them.
Yep.
You can't do anything to the set list for this show. Nothing. You can't 2 seconds do something different. Listen, I've been part of big productions. I understand sync to the pyro. I understand sync to the lights. I've read all the fans out there who think they know what they're talking about. I know all that stuff. I've been part of shows that are synced like that. 2 click tracks. Everything's synced to a computer. I get it. But you could shut the computer off for 5 minutes and do a different song and do pyro manually. Or you could you tell the guy you're paying who's programming that stuff, who I know those guys, hey dude, we want to add this to the set list, program to this. You got it. Don't tell me you can't change anything, because they did this. This was the worst thing I've ever seen. The Tommy Paul trade solo.
Oh.
So don't tell me you can't
Brutal.
add stuff in, because this was added in. I don't know when this was added in, but I've never seen this before. And I saw them at the Garden on the end of the road tour the last time, and they didn't do this. Whether it was good or bad, I don't even care. It was different. So it shows that they could do something different. You can't throw a couple bones. It's your last show ever, supposedly, right? Jesus Christ. Instead of the 5 minutes trading off back and forth with these ridiculous solos, you can't throw in She. You can't throw in I Stole Your Love. You can't throw in something that would make this night and everyone in that arena think that you care a little bit more about this night than every other night. That's what I mean about the set list. It's not about hearing I Stole Your Love, dude. I don't give a shit. I've heard I Stole Your Love 100,000 times. I'm going to listen to it on a live too. I love it. It's about knowing the moment and embracing the moment for your fans and your fan base and saying, hey, everyone, we know you've wanted this stuff. We're going to do this for this night. Nobody's going to write online the next day, oh, but did you see they added I Stole Your Love, but the pyro was out of sync.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Nobody cares about your pyro anymore. The fan base doesn't care. We've seen it all already. Do something different this night than every other night.
Yeah, I think the one thing I'll co-sign on that was that hearing about the sound check, they played 4 different songs during sound check that were not on the set list. People were getting Plaster Caster. Some people were getting Christine 16. Some people were getting Got to Choose or Hotter Than Hell or like different songs that, I mean, do I particularly want to hear any of those per se? Maybe not, but they're different. So again, if you're messing around with those in sound check, fine tune them enough to throw them in and say, hey, final show, we're going to pull out Say Yeah, because nobody wants to fucking hear that song ever again. And we're going to give you something off of Love Gun. We're going to give you a Christine 16, a classic off of Alive 2 or whatever. I agree, Joey, but banging your head against the wall about the set list is, I think, every KISS fan's like eternal grievance. So I absolutely agree with you, of course.
And right, like you said, I don't mean the song. The song means I don't care what song they do.
Right.
Do something
different.
Say, hey guys, tonight's going to be different.
Correct. Yep.
I finally watched a portion of the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And in the beginning, now we didn't see this, the host, Allison, makes a point. Oh, you're going to want to stick around and see this. This show is a little bit different. This is going to... If I heard that and nothing else came but the avatars.
Who do you think told her to say that? She had a script to read.
Oh, absolutely. But that leads to, that compounds Joey's grievance.
Exactly.
Like, we're not stupid. They never denied it's going to be the same set list. They wanted all of us to have those hints that something's going to happen. Something's going to be different. And, part of us all kind of knew it was going to be the same set list.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
None of us are shocked.
No.
But
disappointed.
Yeah.
Right. And again, listen, it's enough of the argument. Well, what's the difference? They can't change the set list. But guys, come on.
They can.
They can do whatever they want.
Yep.
It's It's not about, and to say you have to play the hits on the last night. War Machine, say yeah, give me a fucking, enough.
Right. Yep. You know what it is? It makes it worse. They're not lazy. Paul, Gene, and the band are not lazy people.
No, they're not.
They could easily, no, Mike, that's my point. They could have easily put a couple fucking more practice sessions during different breaks to get this stuff going. Listen, for the final show, every once in a while, let's practice these songs because we're going to do them for the final show.
Yep.
Right? They could have done it. They're not lazy.
No.
But they're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next for me, and this is connected to the New York City weekend, but it's also something long-term that I cannot fucking stand. We've kind of talked about it a little bit, and that is the all these merch hoarders. These pieces of shit that buy this stuff for absolutely no other reason than to go resell it. And I can't stand it. And I get it. We're hearing stories about people going where the newspapers are and walking away with stacks of the New York Post because it has the wraparound of the band. Stories about people going to the merch booths and literally buying piles of tour programs. Okay. People going when Madison Square Garden was opening up early to sell merch, people going there strictly to strip out all the shirts, the pizza boxes, the Metro cards. And this happened. This is not just New York City weekend. This is the same thing when KISS releases anything new on KISS Online, an anniversary edition, anything like that. The people who buy it all strictly to fuck people on eBay. And again, I get it. I know this is America. I understand the business, capitalism, et cetera, et cetera. I get it. Doesn't make it right. I hate it. I think it's ugly. And I think it's a really disgusting look. And I think the people behind it are seedy, nasty, dirty fucking people. And if you're listening to me right now and you're one of them, I don't give a fuck because I think it's vile. And I think New York City was the center of the earth for this problem. And it was horrible to see.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't disagree with any of that. It's human nature, right?
Yep, I agree. I know.
Supply and demand, right?
Yep.
For people, same thing with concert tickets, right? It's same thing as for everything that we do nowadays.
I know.
If something has a limited quantity and there's more than that quantity of people who want it, the hoarders who have access or the means to buy in bulk, and then resell to the idiots who will pay overpriced. The KISS fans or any fan base out there or ticket fan, whoever you are, Taylor Swift, KISS, Bruno Mars, fans you are, the discipline is fuck them. Don't buy them. Don't buy it overpriced. But we all do. We're collectors, right? I'm not a big KISS collector either, but I'm a comic collector. I'm an action figure collector. I collect things. I overpay for stuff. When I know something is limited and rare, I'm an idiot. I run out and overpay for it on the secondary market. That's just our nature.
But at least with concert tickets, there's a limit. Ticketmaster will, or wherever limit 4 per customer, limit, and that exists for that exact reason. Now I know you can buy 4 tickets and then go sell them for 10 times the price on friggin' StubHub or eBay. I get that. But to see somebody go to a merch booth and walk away with an armful of tour programs, you're a piece of shit. I mean, there's really no ifs, ands, or buts. That's not up for debate in my world. You are a piece of shit if you're walking away with an armful of tour programs. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I mean, you've heard us talk about this.
Yeah, no, I know.
I agree with you 100%.
Yep. You're not wrong, but at least it's not limited to KISS. Again.
Oh, no. I know that.
Like I said, I'm an action figure collector.
Yep, I know.
used to see these disgusting animals.
Yep.
In Toys R Us with shopping carts.
Yep.
They run into a store, literally go like this on the shelves and take every figure off the shelf and pile it into their carts.
Yep.
And go to the register, buy it. And then they would go to their comic shops and sell them for 3 or 4 times the amount.
I get you. Yep.
Yeah. What you'll get is in responses, you fucking communist.
Yeah. And this has nothing to do with capitalism or communism or fascism or any ism. It's just, what's right is right. But anyways, go ahead, Zeus.
All right. So for me, number 4, and it's about all the members, but more specifically Paul. and that is stubbornness and pettiness.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the comment I made last week about Peter being really petty about fucking using Beth or whatever. And then, but it all stems back from none of this would be happening if it wasn't for Paul's pettiness.
Oh,
and when I mean petty, I mean petty. Like shit for no reason, like shitting on Peter. We've mentioned this before, shitting on Peter in his second book for no reason. It's the only comment really about the music, and it's a shit on Peter Criss. And that fucking pettiness and stubbornness is why we have this shit at the end of the road.
Yep.
He does not want anybody that he feels could fucking just anything make tiniest bit be off with his final. It's his show. It's his final run. I want it all my way. Well, what about the music? As Joey said, fuck it. I don't give a shit. We're going with the same music. And here's my answer to any time anybody asks me about changing the set list. Well, every time I go to the concert and the Stones play and you. Okay, we've heard that fucking story a million times. But nobody gets to fucking push back on him on these questions. All that stuff, where they go and play, what songs they play, who's opening up, he gives no fucks about anything the last few years about KISS. He is so fucking stubborn, so fucking in his way. Nobody gets to tell him anything. Nobody gets to change anything. And if you fucking touch him like this, that's it.
Yep.
You're out of my world. You're cut off. Cut him out. The fuck did Steven Tyler ever do to him?
Sing better.
Yeah. And he can't even be mentioned when he's being interviewed about Steven Tyler. That's beneath him to talk about it. Like this fucking pettiness has caused the fucking tension. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, fuck you. Great watching your fucking video come up and then a big fucking thing gets plastered. You can't use this because of copyright infringement. That's your biggest song. You guys look like idiots. If that was the case, you should have taken it out of the set list and taken Eric's stupid popping out of the fucking basement cellar with his stupid ass wig out of the program and stop doing it. Pay the man his money. So this is one of the things we talked about last week. If Peter's being petty, like, fuck you, you're not going to use my stuff. If they wanted to, couldn't they just get around it and just pay the licensing rights? Joe, you're saying no. No matter what they said, Peter can be like, fuck you. We'll give you $1 million to play it.
So if you noticed, the way sync licensing works is on, and I'm not super versed in this, from what I know, is on the live pay-per-view, people saw Beth.
Right.
But on the replay, you can't, because that's where the sync license has to have permission and a fee, of course, or just permission, whatever it is, from the owner, which is Peter, owns the publishing of that song. So, and Stan Pembridge, I guess. But without Peter's permission, you can't just pay for it you can't pay the publishing company, hey, ASCAP Music, here's $20,000. We want to use this. We want to use Beth in this. You have to have that written off by the publishing company with some kind of fee plus permission from the owner.
No way around it. They couldn't pay him enough. Like,
KISS doesn't care about the replay.
We don't know about it. We don't know what.
But think about it. You think KISS gives a fuck about your ability to replay Beth?
No, but I'm wondering if they ever went back to him and was like, the fee is $20,000.
And I don't know.
Peter's like, I'm not doing it for that. He's all right. We'll give you double that, Peter, as a thank you. We'll give you $100,000 to play it. Do you think they offered him something?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I think Paul's like, then fuck the fans. They don't get to see it on the replay.
I agree.
That's what pisses me off.
Yep.
You want to hear what I actually think?
Go ahead.
I actually think KISS is so poorly managed right now.
Yep.
That it was a lapse in judgment. Even as far as if people were telling me that at the beginning of rock and roll, in the beginning of the show, you don't hear you hear a clip of the Zeppelin song and then it gets cut. It's like a instrumental track of a KISS song, of Love Gun or something, right? Did you guys hear this?
No, they played rock and roll before the show.
No, but they cut it off. They cut it off. They didn't
not on the
finish it.
replay.
Oh, okay. Oh, on the replay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So even rock and roll, they could have gotten that permission. But
Yep.
I think they didn't even think of it. They didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So they don't
And they had
fucking
to cut
care.
Good. Either
Or
way,
they don't
either way, it's a sign of mismanagement. You're right.
Yes. Either way, it's a mismanagement sign.
Yep.
I will bet my life
Yep.
that they did not contact Peter's publishing company and/or Peter to
Yep.
offer him any money for it. I think they didn't even think of it, and then last minute, the rights got disputed somehow, and it got cut.
And they don't think enough. Like, listen, we can't go out like this. Let's give Peter a nice, generous thing and say, almost like a thank you. Or the same thing with the Zeppelin thing. Like, get that thing. Doc was
They don't
fucking
care.
checked out. He didn't give a fuck.
They
None of the
were all
band-
checked out. We've been saying this for a while. Paul's like, I can't wait for this to fucking end.
Think about the reunion and how big they went out and how big they started, right? And then think about where they ended.
That's right. Joey, what do you got?
And dude, yeah, your whole pick was great, Zeus. By the way, I couldn't agree more with everything you said about Paul and his.
Yep.
He's so petty, especially at this point of his life. Maybe he deserves to be petty. I don't, I'm not here to judge Paul Stanley, but you're right. Whether it's good or bad, he's petty.
Yeah.
Whether we think it's warranted or not is not for us to say again. But he's petty in everything he does. Okay. So my number 3, again, this really could have been my number 1, but because I'm going to go chronologically here from this last show, I'm going to go with this one here just because chronologically the next 2 kind of have to happen. And I got to go with absolutely no mention at all of this final show, during this final show, of any past members, any acknowledgement of past members, road crew, families, any management, current management, former management. How about Tex? Fran, Paul's longtime tech, passed away on this tour from COVID and possible lack of, care from the KISS crew of COVID. And, that's under speculation, but that's the rumor that's out there. How do you not take 20 seconds and acknowledge Ace, Peter, Bruce, Vinny, Mark, Eric Carr? How do they not talk about anything in the past? And even if you say to yourself, you know what, like you said, Paul's so petty, even if you don't take time out of the show to talk about it, nothing on the pre-show, nothing on the end of the show a video, tribute. All you had to, that would have appeased us. Would I have loved it? No. But at the very least, it would have, a video at the end of the show would have at least given some of us some closure to say, hey, we do care about our history. We do care about every member of our band and our road crew and our management and our tech staff that once upon a time shed blood, sweat, and tears for us to get us where we are. Just give us 30 seconds of that. Anything that shows emotion and a thank you and appreciation for everyone that got you there. Bill Aucoin, Sean Delaney, your original road crew, JR,
Neil Bogart.
Moose, Neil Bogart, Joyce Biowitz, all these original people. And then moving forward, Glickman and Marks, Doc McGee, your families, then Bruce, Eric, through all those 80s years that helped you carry the torch, Vinny, Mark, who passed away. I know you don't love Vinny. God, mention him. Peter and Ace. You don't have to. I'm not saying Paul had to swallow his pride and mention it live. Do a tribute video at the end as everyone's walking out with God Gave Rock and Roll playing, and send us all away feeling like you did give a shit about your history.
Joey, it's been 2 weeks since the final show, and I'll tell you right now, I think that is, in my opinion, the single most egregious offense by the band was that the final show was literally another end of the road show, completely indistinguishable from every other end of the road show that Zeus and I have seen. And I think that is unforgivable. Like you said, when no one's asking for the band to get out there and shed a tear, a video montage, a history of the band, the faces of people, something to acknowledge something. And eventually we'll get to one of my grievances about more on this, but I find that, I really, really find that despicable and unforgivable.
I knew somebody would pick this, so I didn't put this on my list.
Yep.
And honestly, this may be the number one of all 15 fucking things we list.
I agree.
I guess I would say this. It also leads back to what I just said, Ton.
Stubbornness.
I mean, I know I shouldn't say I know, but I feel my opinion is this is Paul.
Yep.
This is not Gene.
No.
This is Paul.
Which leads to mine about Gene not standing up to Paul.
Sticks his middle finger up.
Yeah.
Fuck yous all. I didn't fucking need you. I carried this band. Yeah, Gene helped. For all these years. Fuck you. Ace, you want to make comments about me? Guess what I'm going to do? To the detriment of the fans.
That's right.
He'd rather shit and hold his grudge against Ace than love the fans and give them what they want.
Absolutely.
To be like, fuck you, Ace. We just finished. We just fucking dominated, and we didn't need you.
That's right.
I don't need fucking you, Vinny. You're not going to fucking ruin my last day on stage by bringing your name up.
Yep.
Fuck off.
It's true.
It was his middle finger to all of them. Now, as far as a montage, how about this, Joey? How about the perfect way, if Paul is so petty, is why didn't they do that interview where Allison was talking in the beginning? Throw a montage of all that stuff, and you can have Paul and Gene talking about former members. Yeah, I remember the 70s. We had fucking JR. We had fucking Big John. We had, fucking Sean and Bill. And then move it along and show video clips and stuff. That takes 5 minutes. Oh, where would we be without Eric and Bruce in the 80s? Vinny came in, gave us a fucking good punch.
It's all Paul.
Song.
It's all Paul.
And then at the end, when you're done, you don't want to fucking blow Ace or Peter. Great. All you got to do is take the microphone, give it to Eric. Let Eric say thank you to my family, my friends.
Yep.
Give it to fucking Tommy. Tommy may say, I want to thank the fucking road crew for the last 12 years for helping us sync up the tracks for fucking last 20 years. Then Gene, I want to thank all the previous members. Let Gene do it. And then Paul, I want to thank our families that were there for everybody. But most of all, I want to thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What did that take me? 2 seconds to come up with that idea?
Mm-hmm.
If they did that and they had a montage in the beginning, I bet you they would have fucking killed half the grievances.
They don't care.
Fans walking
they
out.
Don't fuck. You think they give a fuck that we're doing a Festivus episode right now?
I'm telling you, I think it's fucking Paul. It ain't Gene.
Oh, it is.
I think it's Paul being
but
like,
that leads,
hey,
but
all
that
you fuckers, even you fans, I don't need you fuckers.
But that leads into my grievance and your grievance, Zeus, go hand in hand. Paul being stubborn and Gene not standing up to Paul. It's all one big thing that leads to where we are.
And then Gene made the trade-off. All right.
That's right.
But then you'll let me create the avatars and run with it afterwards, right, Paul?
That's right.
And we can let your son open up and we won't acknowledge anybody on the last show. It'll be about you and your two best friends, Desmond and Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
But you know what? I would almost respect them more, especially Paul. All they ever say in every interview is scripted, right? It's always the same spiel, blah, blah, blah. If Paul would just come out and say, you know what? Like you said, Zeus, me and fuck everyone else. Me and Gene held the ship down. We're not thanking anyone else. Tonight's our night.
Yep.
Fuck everyone else. At least have respect and say it. Don't bullshit me and say, we're here for the fans. We're here to give you what you want. We're here to honor our legacy. No,
it's a politician fucking speech.
Yep.
I'm here for you. I'm fighting for you.
The KISS Corporation has taken over, and they're so mechanical. Jesus Christ, a guy like Bruce, who all he does is champion everything KISS. He is the perfect member of KISS because all he does is speak beautifully about everything you've ever done. He never complains.
He's an ambassador for the band.
He's an ambassador for his era of the band, especially. Living on that legacy. You can't invite Bruce and his wife to this event. Even if, again, listen, I'm not even talking about getting them on stage. I understand it. You don't want that debacle with the makeup and the blah, blah, blah. And even though I disagree with that, I'm not even going to get into that.
No.
You can't have Bruce and his family, Eric Carr and his family there, obviously not Eric Carr, but his family, all there, and honor them and treat them like kings and queens for all they've given you over the years. Even if you hate Peter and Ace right now, which is bullshit, you should invite them too, even if it was not to perform, just to be there for the event, because they both did not get a call from anyone in the KISS camp. I'll tell you that firsthand. Nobody called Peter. Nobody called Ace. That lie that, they're telling online, well, it's an open invitation. Bullshit. Make a phone call and say, listen, you guys are welcome. We can't have you on stage because of the makeup debacle that's going to cause, but we would love you to be part of the night with us. Just be backstage to celebrate with us. You couldn't have all of them there just to celebrate. Everyone else that was in the KISS crew that's still alive, bring them to the Garden to celebrate. Not Chris fucking Angel.
No.
Not that I have anything against that stupid bastard, but I'm saying honor these people for what they did for you.
All right. My next one here. This actually doesn't have anything to do with the band. I'm going to veer off. This actually doesn't have to do with the band proper. This is more of people out there in social media world. And Zeus and I talk about this a lot. And this is when we might start veering off into offending people, but I don't give a fuck because that's what Festivus is all about. And that is the KISS click whores, meaning the people who love to post something about KISS, and they're not a KISS podcast. They're not a KISS group. They're not a KISS publication. They're just somebody out there that likes to post something about KISS because they know it's like dropping a little bit of blood in the water and the KISS sharks are going to come for it. It gets them clicks, it gets them interactions, it gets them retweets and reposts, and they know it, and that's all the reason they do it. We see it all the time, and every time Zeus and I say it, we screenshot it to each other and be like, look at this fucking click hole right here. When was the last time they posted something about KISS? Never, but now they know that people are paying attention, so now they're going to do it. It's just bullshit, and I know that that's the nature of social media. I get it. But it's still just friggin' phony and disingenuous and just bullshit. Minor petty grievance. Zeus is laughing here because he doesn't know what to say.
No, that's not a petty grievance, but that's the internet in general.
Exactly. I know that. Yeah,
that's
I know.
Not just it's so it's so funny too because you can see people getting riled up, or you can rile someone up so easily.
Yes,
it's. And I get it. And you can see the people who do it for fun just to rile someone else up.
Yes.
And if the people who are getting riled up don't see that, they're to blame.
Correct.
They're to blame.
Yes.
It's funny you say that, Tom. So obviously most people listen to the show know I'm a big Boston Bruins hockey fan.
Yep.
So in 2015, they had 3 draft picks in the first round, 13, 14, 15. They fucked up. The only one left is really Jake DeBrusk. And like after that, there was like 5 other guys have made all-stars. So they had 13, 14, 15, and like 5 other guys have made all. If there isn't a week, if the Bruins give up a bad goal or lose a game, well, they fucked up the 2015. All anybody has to do is put the 2015 draft. Like they never did anything after that. They didn't get David Pastrnak, who's a 60 goal scorer at number 26. They didn't get fucking Brandon Carl. I know I'm going off track, but in the second round, like Patrice Bergeron was a second round pick. Marchand, a third round pick. Guys that are Hall of Fame. We don't fucking praise those picks. They fucked up 13, 14, 15. So one of the guys is defenseman. He's still in the fucking league. He's in the minors right now for the Bruins. They just put him on waivers. It has nothing because he was in Providence. The guy wants to play somewhere. So as a favor, they're like, we'll release you and see if somebody will pick you up. What the fuck happens? Oh, what the fuck? That's exactly what this is. Someone has to bring this up. Hey, guys, there's something about KISS avatars. What do you think?
Yep. That's all it is.
Not an opinion, strong one way or the other. It's just to float it out there like a little bird. Put it out there and see what
KISS
happens.
avatars, yay or nay? Oh, here we go.
Do you have thoughts on this? I have thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's so funny because the morons who take the bait.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, it's epic. And
Yep.
listen, as much as you're right as it's a grievance, Tom. I love the drama.
Me too. Are you kidding me? I love it. I love it.
yes
right.
and no.
Zeus.
Yes and no.
You know what
it can get exhausting.
But here's the thing, though. There's another aspect of we had in touch, and I know we got to move things along, but there's another aspect of it. And I mean, again, everyone's going to hate us by the time this is fucking over, but there are podcasts out there that constantly insult KISS. KISS is beneath and stuff. But when they want their clicks,
that's what I'm talking about.
Here's a KISS story.
That's right.
That's what bugs us.
That's
KISS. I stopped fucking caring about them. Oh, KISS, this, that. But hey, we're doing a KISS episode this week.
Yeah. Oh, KISS is in the news. I'm going to retweet a KISS article, even though we don't talk about them. And when we do, we shit on them.
Yeah. It's like, but why don't you follow this act? This act is really better. He's a better audience. He cares about his fans. Why are you following KISS? Oh, KISS has problems. Oh, quick, let me run online and fucking put something up there. It's
there you go.
What the fuck, dude?
Yep.
That's that's the other aspect of it, Tom. I agree with you. Number 3 for me, I call them KISS apologists.
Go for it.
Dude, our fucking website, our fucking Facebook group especially, has been bombarded. We've over 1,000 and more in a week.
Yeah.
We have gotten so many people. And what sucks about this is instead of being happy to get, wow, our page is growing, it's made it worse. The OGs of the Loudcasters, whose comments are usually funny or interesting or start a great conversation, they're drowned out by stupid shit.
Yep.
And what ends up happening is I ignore the trolls, okay? But people have to put up stuff and they're new to us and they don't understand our sense of humor. So they'll be like, I don't understand this. How are you guys a KISS page here? You guys seem like you're fucking haters. What? Dude, what did we say in our first episode about KISS? We're not fucking giving them foot rubs.
Yep.
And so we got inundated with all these new people that don't listen to the show, have no idea what's going on, and don't get the sense of humor on there. And they cannot stand the smallest of criticism. None. So why do you care? This was one of the things I saw recently from a comment. Well, it's just like the KISS cruise. It's sold out. So I know it was supposed to be the last cruise, but they got a second one. I was glad to be on that. Well, why the fuck did you fucking tell me it was exclusive and let me run out and spend all that money to get the first cruise, and then you sold the next one the following week? This bullshit.
Exactly.
Well, why is that your problem? It helped me out. Why does it? Don't go then if you don't
Dude, that right there.
Can we fucking make a comment without you fucking blowing KISS?
I'm
fucking kidding me.
I'm going to save my response on this because it segues into one of the things on my list. So I'll save it. But yeah, Joey.
No, I mean, listen, obviously you're so right. Again, it's a joke how you can make an excuse for anything. Anything, especially KISS fans will make an excuse for fucking anything. But there's always those two sides of that coin, right? There's always the people who are going to bitch about everything, and then the people who can try to justify the bitching or justify what they did.
It's the same argument, though, Joe.
Yeah,
it's the same argument.
Agreed.
What do you care? Then don't go. Leave it for us fans that really enjoy it. Or fucking some idiot put up something recently. Sorry, he might be a fucking big listener of ours. I don't know. But like, oh, KISS avatars. I'm excited. Fucking, we can't wait to see what the future holds. Dude, you walked out of there thinking you're excited about the avatar.
Not to mention, dude, you're to post that on a group and do it seriously. You are clueless about what Loudcast is all about.
He got humbled.
If he said that to me walking out, if I saw some moron, God, oh golly gee, I'm so excited about the avatars, I would have clotheslined him right in the fucking neck.
Smash him with a fucking golden ticket across the head.
You know what's sad? You know there are people that are like that.
Of course.
Totally. Fucking the KISS apologists for everything.
Yep.
Well, I don't understand this. Well, why do you have a page on them if you're going to fucking, comment on negatively about them? Like,
well, even this episode, you're going to see people go, well, I know there's a thing. Why do you guys have why do you have a KISS podcast?
That's why we do this every year, because
if you guys hate KISS, why do you have a KISS podcast? You moron. Because we love KISS. We're complaining about the things we don't like. You can't like everything they do.
And you know what I say, Joey?
You're an idiot.
You know what I say? Then why are you commenting on us? If you if you don't like something, just scroll by it. Okay. Then why are you commenting on my comment?
Then scroll by.
Doing right.
Fucking A. All right, Joey, you're second to last.
Okay. So this is obviously a big one. We're getting to the head of the beast here. Jesus Christ. Was there any emotion showed at this last show? I walked into this show, and again, you guys did the same thing as I did before, right? All the pre-parties. Everyone was riding high. We're ready for the final night of our heroes, right? We walk in the garden. Our emotions are ready. You could have tugged at me like this. Give me a little sprinkle. Beep. Yep. And I would have bawled my eyes out. And I think everyone else in that arena felt the same way. We were ready to experience the end together.
Yep.
And we got absolutely zero heart, zero soul, zero emotion from anyone in that band. And we're going to start with Paul, because Paul's the front man and he talks for KISS, right? But Paul, listen, we know KISS has been scripted from day one. 1974 interview on Mike Douglas and all the way through their career. Every interview they've ever done, scripted. This is the greatest album since Destroyer. They say it every album since Destroyer, right? And they're always on script. This is the night to be off script. And I don't mean the whole night. Do your shtick, do your thing. Show me you're not a robot. Show me you're not an avatar yet. Show me something that you are a person talking from the heart, and you care about yourself. You care about your legacy. You care about everyone who got you there. You care about us, the fans. Show me something. 30 seconds, 5 seconds, something off the usual KISS script, anything to give me some kind of emotion. And that's just for Paul. And I'm not going to leave the other guys out of this, because you know what? It's the last night. Grab the fucking mic and say something. Gene, you don't talk during the show. I get it. You can't grab the mic and say, Paul, I have to say something. Mm-hmm. Even if Paul didn't want you to do it and you talked about it before, grab the fucking mic and say, we love you so much. We can't believe we're here. After 50 years, we're still selling out Madison Square Garden. This is the way we want it to go out, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We love you. My tears would have been shooting like fucking fireworks out of my eyes, and everyone else would have been. All we needed was a second. Tug on our heartstrings. Give us something to show us you care about yourself, your legacy, the people who got you there, and the fans.
Now, Joey, so we were blessed and lucky enough to be in the second row on the floor for that final show. And I was blown away, and I've seen some photos and some artwork made, and it blew me away because I thought, okay, we might be in for something tonight. Near the end of Detroit Rock City, the opening song, Paul went up to Gene, and it looked raw. It looked like raw emotion, where Paul kind of put, like you do with your friend, like you wrap your arm around like a headlock, kind of like and almost kind of gave Gene like a kiss, like, holy shit, guy, that's the last time the curtain's ever going to drop. Me and you just did it. And I looked at it and I'm kind of getting like a goosebump right now talking about it. I'm like, I can't believe there's a little bit of something here for a split. There's something unscripted happening right now. And just like that, it was gone. There was not a minute for the rest of the night. I thought that was the sign of stuff to come, that there was going to be, like you said, some displays of emotion, some raw energy, some kind of unscripted feeling about what was happening that night. And I saw it for a millisecond, but that was it.
Yeah, I will say this, and I don't want to get into too much detail because we kind of already touched a lot about these. Some of these are overlapping. All I know is Paul's therapist is going to make a fucking fortune at the end of this. He is going to make a fortune. There's going to be all sorts of regrets, comments, in things going through Paul's brain in his therapy session, but that's on him, not us. So, Tom.
Where am I right now? I am at number 4. Okay. It's kind of piggybacking what you were just talking about, Zeus, with the KISS apologists, the back and forth, but like more specifically what I'm seeing. So Zeus and I shouted out Loudcasters, the group. Thank God we're almost up to 8,000 members. It's fucking fantastic. We're the admins of it. We see when people, report posts and do stuff. Don't report a post because somebody disagreed with you. Are you out of your fucking mind? We can see what you're reporting. And when I see these posts, I'm sitting there going, are you 3 years old or are you an adult? Post reporting is for when something is a threat. If it's racist, if it's violent, if it's hatred, if it's something it's something
bullying.
Bullying. It's not something to be like, hey, gee, how long have you been a fan? I've been a fan my whole life. I'm going to report this post to the admins. Are you out of your fucking mind? Grow up. I believe me, I could spend another 45 minutes on the behavior of the Facebook groups, right, and I'm not going to. But specifically, the post reporting thing is, you guys should be embarrassed.
Right. If you're on Facebook reporting a post because
you should be embarrassed.
If I'm on Facebook, and it's happened to me, if I'm joking around with people and I go, you are an idiot, and that post gets reported, I'm like, holy shit! What the world we live in? I was going down a rabbit hole today of old Archie Bunker All in the Family episodes.
Nice.
I mean, if the world we live in is so neutered right now, it is so unfortunate that nobody can just talk and joke around and be sarcastic. It's a shame.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree 100% as co-admin with this. The shit that comes through our fucking stuff.
Oh, God.
Which will lead me to my number 4. And that is the KISS haters.
Oh, God.
So I just did the apologists. Now I'll do the other side. People that have nothing better to do in their lives than to go on to something that they don't like and try to ruin it for other people. KISS sucks. KISS sold out since they lost Ace. Fucking KISS has always been about the fucking money. You guys are suckers. You're so fucking stupid. Oh, KISS tards are fucking morons.
Yep.
So that gets reported to us stuff. So we got to the point, like, before this influx of the end of the road last couple of shows, most of the stuff were handled inside. Once in a while, you'd get a back and forth between a couple people on our page. Now, all it was an influx of fucking stupidity and fights. The trolls came out of nowhere to fucking jump on every KISS. It's not just us. Every KISS group out there and just be, ha ha, you suckers, you KISS avatars, or the fucking Ace posts where they fucking meme him, ha ha, KISS avatars, ha ha. Well, that's not rock and roll. Like, dude, fuck off.
Brutal.
Why are you coming on these pages to do that shit?
Yep.
It's like, how low is your fucking life that you have nothing better to do than to do this shit?
And seek out KISS fans and your goal is to literally kick sand in their face.
I don't listen to fucking Chris Brown's music.
Yeah.
Am I going on Chris Brown websites and be like, Chris Brown sucks?
Yes, you should.
Chris Brown is a fucking chick beater. He beats up women. Like, maybe that's true, but why do I need to start fights with people that like him about that? Like, what the fuck? Just think about that. That's what it is. Going up there saying the worst thing possible to somebody and just fucking shitting on. Who's that fucking Caitlyn Jenner?
No.
Did she run over somebody and kill somebody with her car? I'm not going on her fucking page and be like, hey, didn't you commit vehicular manslaughter a couple years back? Like, just fucking leave it alone. You don't like it, leave it fucking alone.
And listen, it is not the same thing. Like, listen, obviously there's no bigger ball breaker than I am.
Yep.
And if especially sports, I'm a diehard sports fan. My team wins. My own son, I break his balls. He's a Devils fan.
Yep.
If the Rangers beat the Devils, I'm going to kill him and rag on him.
Because that's fun.
Yeah, my buddy on Facebook, I'll post a picture of the Mets losing. It's the greatest thing ever. But you don't go on social media pages with strangers just to dig them for no reason about something you don't even like.
Yeah.
I understand if you love KISS and then they shit on you and you're complaining. But if you don't even care about them and you're shitting on the whole fan base, what are you doing? What kind of life do you have?
And the other thing, too, that we always talk about, Zeus and I talk about, is the intent. If you're doing it maliciously, if you're doing it with hatred, if you're not doing it tongue in cheek, if you're not doing it with some humor, with some, hey, I can laugh at myself. I'm a KISS tard. I can laugh at it. Let's have some fun with this stupidity. It's the intent. And these people are coming out with vitriol, with nastiness. And it just takes the fun out of it. And you're the same kind of fucking asshole that walks away with a stack of tour programs. You're the same kind of douchebag.
Yeah, I just don't fucking get it.
Nope.
It's if they're not your band, then fuck off. Then don't listen to them. Like,
exactly.
what is your point? But the point is, somewhere along the line, their fucking KISS feelings were hurt. And I've got to fuck with other people.
Yep.
And make everybody else's, and they just ruin the fun.
Yep.
So, and the people that don't get us are people that don't listen to the podcast.
Oh, that's the worst.
You guys are this, that. Oh, you guys can make fun of them, but we can't. There's a difference. Anybody listens to the show after 5 years of doing this. Next year will be 6.
Yep.
We don't like the band?
Yeah.
Of course we do.
You got a podcast about KISS for 6 years. Guess what, idiots? You love the band.
We just spent 4 days in New York City going to 2 fucking shows. I hate KISS. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the difference. They feel like, oh, what the fuck? Why do you? You should know where we're coming from. Same thing with Joey, right?
But it's
Anybody
also
who listens to Joey and talk about KISS his whole life. He loves them. If you just fucking clip this episode, you'd be like, Joey Cassata hates KISS.
but also KISS fans themselves are to blame because they're so sensitive. They feed into the haters. What are you talking about? Tommy Thayer's been in the band longer than Ace. He's better than Ace. Like, just let it go.
Tom, that was your number 3 on KISS Grievances, on KISS Festivus V.
Oh, it'll be
humorless KISS fan.
Thank you, Sam. See, it's the same shit. It never goes away.
All right.
Joey, wrap it up. What do you got for 5, brother?
All right, so we're 17 hours into the episode.
We're
still bitching about KISS. But so this is really not my number 1, but because I went timeline-wise, that from the beginning of this KISS show to the end, I got to end with my number 1 grievance this year. And it's not the avatars themselves. It's the timing of the avatars. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether I like or dislike the avatars. I don't know. I'm a big cartoon, CGI, comic book fan. So if I saw a movie with these avatars based on The Elder, I'd be the first in line to watch this. I'd love it.
Yep.
But You got to take a step out of what you're doing and realize the moment that you're in, this is your final moment of your concert history, supposedly. And you have a fan base of 20,000 watching you and millions at home watching you. And we want, like, going back to number 2, we want to see some raw emotion or tribute to former members. And instead, we get a fucking commercial at the end of this episode. And I'm not saying the avatars are wrong or bad, but the timing of this, you are a giant fucking pterodactyl and you shit all over the fucking arena. You shit on all our heads. That's what you did.
You shit on my house. You shit on my house.
Yes, exactly right. It was, I've said it before. I said it on other interviews. It was like watching the movie The Christmas Story.
Oh, the best.
When Ralphie gets all his codes from the Little Orphan Annie fucking radio show, and he's digging in. He's finally got his fucking decoder, and he's decoding. He's doing all this shit. He's finally got it. He's so excited. He's been waiting for months. He's got the code. He can decipher the code. What are they telling us? Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Exactly.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. The timing of this, what they did, was so poor. And the judgment of this, whoever, again, it goes back to the KISS camp, not only them. You got to take a step back and see the big picture and say, guys, the countdown should have been December 31st. On the new year, our 50th anniversary, we're turning ourselves into avatars. It would have been welcomed. Maybe some people would have shit on it, but it would have at least been open arm. The way they did it was such poor judgment and piss poor management. Why? Because fuck them.
Joey, that is my number 5 as well. Because I think I still have open judgment on the whole Avatar thing. I don't know where I stand, but give it time to breathe. We just watched the confetti fall for the last time. We just watched you walk off the stage for the last time. Let it breathe. Instead, like we said last week, we're walking out of Madison Square Garden going, what the fuck was that? What is that? Let it breathe. Show some separation between events. But they can't help themselves. And you're right, because fuck them. That's why. That's my number 5 as well.
We talked about this last week.
Yep.
If anything, it's the final middle finger to their fans.
It's true.
Hey, you fucking dummies out here.
Yep.
We're going to end with another sales pitch.
Yep.
We're going to hit you with this.
Here's your QR code.
In other words, you're not our fucking fans and we wouldn't have been here without you. You are a mark.
Your customers.
And we're going to fucking use you.
That's right.
Even for the last time. We can't just show an appreciation for all that you've given us.
Nope.
We want more at the end.
You're a customer.
Here's another pitch. And we talked about this. Tom, I said to you, I feel it's like this was going to happen, whoever's doing the avatars. And someone said to them, well, maybe you should do this right afterwards. And I don't know if we should. We'll give you $1 million because I think that'll cause a lot of fucking eyes, a lot of attention if you do it right at the end. For $1 million, make it $1.2 million, and I'll do it. $1.2 million. Here you go.
Guys,
Fine.
even if it's 10 million, they got to understand legacy, and you're not taking that 10 million to the grave, you idiots. You're in your late mid 70s.
Do you not know KISS?
No, I know.
But enough is enough. Bullshit. Legacy means
we all
everything.
agree with you, Joey,
Memory
but they
means everything.
But that's just the thing. That's the final insult to everybody. You thought we cared about you loving us? Here's what we really think about you at the end of our last show.
Yeah.
You are just a fucking mark to us.
Which is why 2 weeks later we're going to sell all the exclusive New York City shit on our website because we know you're going to fucking buy it.
No matter what you say, you were no more than fucking money for us.
Yep.
That's it.
Is that also your
final.
is that also your final one?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna get off the hook that easy.
Oh no.
Oh, here it comes. Ace Cult.
Apparently, Zeus has got it in for me, but thank God I got my buddy Joey Cassata, the guy with the hat. He's going to come to my defense again.
I got you, Ace. Don't worry.
Yeah. No problem, Anton. Thank you. So my problem is the Ace Kiss divide in the fandom.
Oh yeah, good one.
So
good one.
That is, you cannot like Ace and what he's all about and still like current Kiss. It's one or the other. Tommy Thayer is fucking the devil's son.
Yep.
Or
the devil himself.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't like anything from Kiss in between the non-makeup era when Ace got left and after he left again from the reunion era. That is gone. Everything Ace puts out is the greatest thing of all time, and anything Kiss does now sucks. Yep. But anything that Kiss does that's great, Ace sucks. Why can't I like both?
Okay? So who talks more about each other? Ace talks more about Kiss.
Way more. Ace cult people.
But Ace himself, though.
Oh, yeah, he brings that because he needs them. He sounds like a fucking idiot.
Yes.
He tries to compare himself in his career, his solo career, to Kiss. Yep. I was online checking out, they only had a couple of views on their show, but mine got a lot more, and that's karma.
And I have over 2,000 comments on YouTube.
Karma, dude, you don't have a passport because you're fucking owe the IRS.
Kiss did 2 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden. You're playing at the fucking VFW in downtown.
The Star Wars fucking thing is working with them to create avatars so they can live on forever. Meanwhile, your liver gave out fucking 1986, and your girlfriend and your buddy John are carrying you through fucking schlepping through bolindromes of fucking the Midwest to make fucking $50.
But my new album has 7 different vinyl variants.
Oh, but Kiss fucking people are stupid. Meanwhile, I did an over-under. How many different variants? He's up to like 8 on this new album. It's not even out yet.
Oh, and he's got a new CD variant too.
Oh my God.
Yep.
But anyways, I can laugh at that and whatever.
Yeah.
I still, believe it or not, I know you guys don't believe it. I like Ace. I want him to put out good music. Yep. I want him to have a person that cares about him, that doesn't schlep him around like a fucking old man. It's just, I can like him and say fucking yeah. You know what? Fraley's comment was awesome. I like that album. Oh, you know what? And I can still say, I like Tom in the band. He fucking kept Kiss going. He's fucking reliable. He does this and that. Why do I have to hate one or the other?
And you know what else is nice to say? If I can, a little modicum of seriousness here. You're like, hey, our friend Hall of Famer Joey Cassata is on Ace's new album. I want to like that album. I want to root for Joey. I want that to be a good album.
I don't.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But you know what we're saying.
You really are. You're right. I mean, listen, it's not us and it's not, but the majority of people, you're right. I don't know why you think you have to pick sides. There's no reason to pick sides. You don't have to only like Kiss or only like Ace or only like Kiss or only like Vinny. The reason why I like Ace is because I love Kiss. The reason why I like Vinny is because I love Kiss. So all I want is good product from all of them. That's all I care about. It's not about, and that's how everyone should be. You can't walk into any situation and say, this is this person or band. We hate it because we like the other thing. No, you can drink Coke and Pepsi, you morons. You don't have to pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Drink both of them.
I'll have a Coke. We only have Pepsi. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, I'm not. Like, honey, let's leave. We'll go down the street to we'll go to the other restaurant. They don't have Coke here. They only have Pepsi. No, you idiots. It's almost the same thing. Enjoy both for what it is.
Yeah. Ace to me and to Tom is just the fucking fun character that keeps on giving. Okay. If Ace was Peter, like, we wouldn't have these things because it's not really, there's no humor in it. Ace is funny, but I don't want him to fucking fail. I want him to succeed. but he makes it hard. But what makes it harder, and it works on both sides, KISS is a band that wants you to hate them for all the stupid shit they do, right? What was the phrase, Tom? The band that makes it so hard to like them. What was the phrase?
That was our buddy Steve from Twitter. He said, never has a band tried so hard to make their fans not like them.
Yep. And Ace is no different with this stupid comments. Even up in fucking Eddie's 40th fucking bash. At one point, Eddie was talking. He talked over to Ace about something. And then Ace has to throw, I think that's Paul's avatar over there.
Yeah.
Trying to get everyone to giggle and laugh at Paul Stanley.
Yep.
I'll tell you this. Those guys would rather be fucking attributed to a KISS project than an Ace solo project. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And that's the shit. You don't have to pick sides. They don't need to make it fucking difficult. Like, you can't like Ace or you can't like Paul. It's stupid. You can like both.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, that wraps up a small portion of our grievances this year.
Small.
So that's KISS Festivus.
Yep.
And what
seems like it gets longer every year, right? Am I wrong?
It's true.
This year you have to admit, was just
the timing of this episode was perfect because it came right on the heels of New York City. So
anyways, Tom, what we usually do next is we go to KISS question.
Yes, we got a question of the week, and Hall of Famer Joey Cassata is going to be part of this one. This is coming from the aforementioned Steve from Twitter. He says, Gene and Paul should shoulder some of the blame for the direction and the sound that the band has been aiming for. What would you think about KISS with Tommy and Eric re-recording the early albums with a modern sound as some other bands have done? Now, they did it on, I believe it was Sonic Boom, the KISS Classics. They did that. We've seen Dawkins do it. Taylor Swift did it. All these bands, sometimes, for licensing rights or whatever. Joey, what if they came out and did that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, didn't they kind of do this on that fucking Japanese release with Sonic Boom?
Yes.
And I think I've said it on this podcast. I've said it on some interviews. That was the worst debacle I've ever heard of in my life. It was.
I agree.
Unlistenable. Completely lifeless, no soul, unlistenable. Now, there are bands that have done it. I'm gonna mention the only two acts that I've ever heard re-record their catalog and either do it equally as well or even better. And these are going to be two funny bands.
Go ahead.
One is Stryper. Stryper did a re-release of their early catalog of a greatest hits, and it sounds fucking incredible. The playing, the sonics, everything is enhanced.
Okay.
And the other one, don't laugh, and I have tickets to see him in January, is Richard Marx.
Oh God, there's the Marx cult.
Incredible. What a great re-release he did as well. But KISS, they tried it. They couldn't capture whatever. I know whether you think Ace and Peter are not as good as players as Tommy and Eric, they didn't have any kind of vibe on those. Listen to Hotter Than Hell on that re-release. It sounds so sterile you want to vomit.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think as talented and I will say supremely talented as Tommy and Eric are, and they are, I think when it comes to KISS, they are automatons. There's no passion or heart or energy. They play the song and that's it. They move on to the next song. There's nothing to them when they play. And that comes out a little bit on stage too, but that's a separate thing. But Zeus.
You guys are too hard on them.
What?
I've listened to that album. It sounds fine. It's not as good as the originals because we know the originals.
Right.
That's fucking, that's just, that's what we're used to. When a band gets a new singer, you're used to the old singer. I'm not saying it's better than it. I'm not at all.
No. Nobody's saying it should be better.
It's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad. I mean,
what if they came out and said, "Hey, we know you guys have wanted Hotter Than Hell to be re-recorded for 50 years. Now we're going to do it with Tommy and Eric."
No, because the difference is we want a better version of what was originally. The more important part of that question, so you mean to tell me you guys are going in the studio And you're not going to give us new shit?
Exactly.
You're going to give us the same shit we've already had? Go fuck yourself.
Because fuck them. That's why.
And never mind that. And listen, the reason behind, I think everyone knows this at this point, the reason behind the re-records, you re-record songs so you own the
So you can own them. Yeah,
Yeah, of course. You don't own them.
Yeah, Ozzy did that so he didn't have to pay. So Sharon, I just want to pay.
That's why KISS did it. But if you notice, you know, bands do it, but when they don't do it well, like KISS didn't do it well, have you ever heard the re-release version of one of those songs in a soundtrack or a commercial?
Never.
Nobody's licensing that version of rock.
Didn't they do that for the cartoon, Scooby? Those aren't the original versions.
No, you're right. Those are rewrites. Those are
right?
re-recordings.
Those aren't the original versions.
But they're not from that. They're
not from that. No, I think
they
those
may
are,
or may not. I don't know, but I know they're
No, but
not
you're
the
right.
original.
You're right, Zeus.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yep.
All right. So, Joey, why don't you tell people where we can find you?
So, as always, on social media, at Joey Cassata, across social media, Instagram, Facebook. My YouTube page has all clips of tons of fun stuff I've been doing, whether it's playing with Ace at Kiss Cancer Goodbye, or I recreated the whole Alive 3 set with Bruce, Todd Kearns, and Joe McGinnis. It was an incredible, incredible event. Recreating that whole event is all those songs. The whole playlist is on my YouTube page.
Nice.
Obviously, I'm sure you guys, a lot of you know out there, I recorded a lot of the drums on the new Ace Frehley record. I'm on more than half the record.
Congrats.
Check it out when it comes out. It's fantastic. Take it for what it is. I know everyone's comparing it.
Thanks again for helping me, Peter.
It's Caserta, Ace. Caserta.
No problem, Eric.
Hello. But check it out. Go in with an open mind. It's got a little bit of everything. It's not as muddy as some of the and I'm a critic too. I didn't love the last two Ace albums. They're a little muddy for me. They're a little darker for me. They're a little monotone for me. This one has a little bit more pop sensibilities, a little bit more of a cross between, the first Frehley's Comet record and maybe the Trouble Walking record.
Cool.
But again, and also Top 5 podcast. My podcast is back. Tom just listened to the new episode today.
Great stuff.
It did just drop. We are doing the top 5 movie endings of all time. Check it out.
And Kiss Meets the Fan of the Park is number 1 for Joey on that list of movie endings.
I got to tell you, that is a good ending. But obviously, we know now Devereaux lived because of the fucking avatars. He took over.
That's right.
Tom, what about us?
Yeah, go check us out on our website, shoutoutloudcast.com. You can find all of our episodes, all of our links to our social media, all of our links to our Patreon, our Amazon shopping, our Amazon merch. So check us out. You can also send us emails at shoutoutloudcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. We read all of them. We try to get to some of them during the show. And of course, that's where our questions of the week come from. So if you want to be part of the show, you can do that. And of course, check us out on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, very active on all those. And we always like to mention that we are a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows.
Zeus, I'm sorry. I just did want to add too, the new ZO2 release has just been released on Kibble Records.
Awesome.
The band we've been on a little hiatus because of the passing of our brother, David Z. But we are back. We got a new release, Begin Again, on Kibble Records. Check it out.
Awesome.
And you're doing signed autograph copies and things, right?
Yeah, the pre-orders were sold out. We did signed copies with some cool giveaways, but the CD is on sale now. Vinyl will be coming soon, and the digital release will be early next year.
Awesome. Sweet.
Awesome. And you can always DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us one of those 5-star child reviews. Don't forget to go to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Still plenty of time to get yourself those awesome Shout It Out Loudcast merch. It's from Amazon, so it can be trusted. It'll be there in a couple days. Shout It Out Loudcast merch. Go to our website. You can get our merch. It's awesome. Before we get to lyrics, since we have you here, one more time, we're going to talk real quickly. Don't forget, Raise Your Glasses to be coming soon.
Yes.
The book from the three of us about the 50 years of KISS songs. Remember, we used to talk about the music and no avatars, no fucking costume fights, no fucking Ace versus Tommy. the music.
Yep.
It's going to be fantastic. We'll be releasing it early next year, first quarter of next year. The book is coming out incredibly well. The reviews that we're getting from, celebrities and musicians and actors, comedians are off the charts of talking about what we and I love most about KISS is the music. This book is going to be really a fantastic read.
You're going to want to get it, guys.
Yeah, we're working on some amazing artwork inside and outside. It's going to be amazing for you guys. We're very excited, very proud. So stick around. Stay tuned.
Yeah. And we'll have a discounted one if Joey signs an autographed copy for you. So make sure you take a look out for that. But before we leave, we always end with famous last words. Joey, do you have any?
I got a little bit. Okay. I got a call in the middle of the night. Heavy breathing. It never sounded quite so nice. She said, "Oh, yeah, I wish that I was there." I asked her who was calling, but she wasn't playing fair.
Yuck.
Love it. Love it.
Yuck.
You got to do the Paul Stanley. I was knocking on the door. Yeah, exactly.
Well, she can move you and improve you with her love and her devotion. She'll thrill you and she will chill you, but you're headed for commotion.
Ooh. Chilling.
My leather fit tight around me. Whip is always beside me. You want the same thing every day. I'll teach you love a different way. All our listeners that we just probably shit on, KISS Army, Loudcasters, Joey Cassata, Tom.
Say it again. Wait, no, say it again.
Hall of Famer Joey Cassata.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you.
Amazing, boys. Thanks for having me. Festivus is the grandest time of the year. I'm sure this time next year we will have plenty more to shit on. So I look forward to it. But please stay tuned in KISStory. We love KISS. Please just do something worth loving. That's all we're asking.
Always love this episode, especially with newly minted Hall of Famer Joey Cassata. Great time as always. Amazing. Any listeners out there still that we have, we love you. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide KISS-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?